Salute to HadukenSharon, and we are back with another show. Hope everyone is having a blessed, pretty sure it's Tuesday. Um, I'm gonna go over the Celtics game, the second Celtics game, and as well as that the Spurs game, and then we're gonna talk about some trade stuff. Um, little about Randall, RJ, uh, as well as there's trade rumors that have came out today. Some trades that we might be inquiring about. And the trade deadline is in February 10th. So we have basically a month before the trade deadline ends. So you are going to be hearing a lot more things happening. 100%. Salute to Chuck Allen in the chat. I see you. What's good? Salute. What's up? Let me add this in the chat real quick. Second. Salute to Stephen Fox. I see you. What's good? My bad. My voice is probably a little lower tonight. But John Still Knicks fans, salute. Make sure to check out him and Ron. They do a show as well. Make sure to check that out, as well as Foxy and Sports Vibes TV every Sunday. They go on together as the co-host, so make sure to check that out as well. Quality, so I can see how it's looking. All right, got it straight. So the beginning, as you know, I will be looking at the scoreboard for the Celtics game first. Gonna go over that, and then afterwards, I'm just gonna talk about this game. This game I didn't really, this game was one of those games where you look at and then you just throw away. Because I expected us to split. To be fair, I didn't think we were gonna win both games. I felt like there was a low probability, but we came out short in that one. Salute to Be Civilized. What's up, Pizza? What's good, bro? I'm chilling right now. Hope you're doing good. Basically, I guess I'll talk about the game for a little before I look at the scoreboard. But we lost by 24 points. The game that RJ got the game winner in, and we came back 25 points. Both of those games, we were down 25 basically. The whole entire game until the first one we came back. RJ hit the game winner, but this one it was just low energy. Nobody was really doing well at all. It was not a fun game to watch, to be honest. It really wasn't. Salute to Rick V. I see you in the chat. What's good? I forgot to tweet real quick. Give me a second. My bad. I'm good now. Okay, and that. My bad. Yeah, shout out to everyone. Probably gonna be doing another trade video out sooner or later as well. Because a lot of rumors are coming out right now. We're gonna be talking about it with other people. Oh, where's the chat? Let me see. I'm well, thanks. Yeah, shout out to everyone here. Appreciate you guys. So let me go over the scoreboard real quick for this game. So New York Knicks obviously lost by 24 points. RJ Barrett went 7 for 21, 4 for 9 from 3, 1 of 5 from the free throw line, which is just horrible. 6 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 steals, 2 turnovers, and 19 points. Minus 21 as well. Started off 7-15 for this game. He did really good. He did pretty good the first 3 quarters. But the fourth quarter, we were already down like 20 something. He was just taking shots. No, that is what it is. Julius Randle 6-19, another bad game. 1 for 8 from 3. He hasn't really been shooting the best from the 3-point line this season whatsoever. He had 13 points, 12 rebounds, 6 assists, 1 steal, but he has 6 turnovers. His common trend with his turnovers, he always gets at least 2 bad turnovers a game. We saw it last night's game as well. But, I don't know. Was it this game? I don't remember if it was this game. I think it was this game where RJ was wide open at the 3. Instead, he threw a bad pass, caused a turnover. Then Grimes was wide open for 3, and RJ was pointing to him, and then they had a miscommunication somehow, and he threw it out of bounds. Just poor communication within the team, to be honest. It hasn't been the best. Salute to the dude. What's good, Diego? Julian Trans, salute, salute. Yeah, shout out to everyone that's watching right now. If you haven't already, make sure to smash that like button, subscribe, turn that notification bell on as well. Make sure to share it too if you haven't, or if you can. Greatly appreciate that. Um, gonna put up my guy Chuck Allen. What's good, Chuck?
Salute, salute. How you doing, young man?
I'm doing good. How about you?
I'm well. I'm well.
Good to hear. Good to hear. I'm gonna go over this and then you could just add on if whatever you need. If you want to talk about the
Okay.
player as I go by. So if you want to say anything about RJ or Randall, like a little thing real quick, you can. So far.
Um. So far, what I would say is that I said it. I said it in the next morning drive. You're gonna have to get rid of Fournier and Kimba.
Mm.
And my suggestion was, you know, if we're not gonna go out and get a 3-and-D small forward, then to start Grimes and McBride because of what they bring that was effective last year with Bullock and and Peyton, because those two guys didn't demand the ball. They didn't have to have the ball in their hands. Reggie Bullock was that corner three guy. He was
Mhm.
the quintessential 3-and-D. You didn't have to run the offense through him. But when you have guys like Kimler and Fournier, they take away from RJ.
Yeah.
And as I said again this morning was RJ can't really develop into the player that we're hoping and wanting him to be when you have other guys out there that demand shots and he has to defer to them. So when it comes his time to uh to produce, he hasn't had any consistency like he did last year when it was him and the Randall show and everybody kind of played their roles. So I think in these past two games, what we were able to see is RJ effective.
Yeah. I agree. That's you know this, Chuck. Chuck. I've been saying this for so long. Like since he been drafted, I said put the ball in his hands because I feel like that's the best way. Like I feel like every single game we see him more with the ball in his hand, he shows something different. Shows more of his skill set and the talent that he does have, the potential that I talk about. A lot of people that like RJ talk about. You need the ball in his hand for him to develop as a player, and that's what I've been saying since his rookie year. I just feel like that's a plus for him. It's a plus for the team, just to help us out in all those regards. And Tibbs has been putting the ball in his hands a lot more recently. I could say that 100% since Randall. I mean, since Randall was out to when Randall came back, Randall is starting to look more for RJ in these games as well, which I like, and I think it's gonna help us in the long run 100%. Um,
Absolutely,
do you wanna
absolutely.
say something?
Only because
Go ahead.
yeah. Let me. I didn't mean to cut you off,
No, no,
but
I was I was done. I was done.
When you mentioned Randall, we had a heated debate about this on Morning Drive. Randall is doing because his shot is not falling and he's not forcing. That's the thing that I can take away from his struggles is that he's not forcing and he's actually looking for RJ and letting RJ cook and he's doing other
I
things,
agree.
rebounding and things like that. Oh well, we didn't pay him $20 million to do that, and I'm like, not for nothing. We're still in the evaluation stage of RJ as far as being a superstar. Like he's a really good player. But
Yeah,
as far as a superstar, I think there's another level or so that he has to go, especially in the consistency department. But other than that, everyone else that we have on the team is a bench player. We signed Randall, yes, $20 million. But do y'all not remember Randall was coming off the bench behind uh, Anthony
AD.
Davis
Yeah,
until they traded him, and he only started those. Then he still didn't start those games. Uh, what was their coach at the time?
I don't. I
Uh,
don't. They had so many
I can't
coaches. I
remember.
don't even remember.
I can't even remember at the time, but they were still bringing him off the bench, and he was getting like 18 and 10 or 17 and 10 off the bench. So therefore, he's a bench player too. Um, so if a bench player realizes that, yo, I don't have it, let me give it to the young guy and let him cook. You have to respect that and understand. Yo, this is what we have, RJ and Randall. Now, if you get rid of Randall, then you have to bring in someone else to help with the scoring load. To expect RJ to go out there every night and score 30 plus points. I think what his last 30-point game, he played like 40 something minutes. Yo, we can't run that kid into the ground.
Yeah,
Like we just can't. But if you're going to keep those other two guys, even Burks shouldn't be starting because he
yeah.
takes away
I don't
he
like him
takes away
starting
from
too much
Randall and
either.
RJ. Me either. He should be coming off the bench where he's more effective. Um, RJ, I've seen things that he's capable of doing. I expected him to go out against the. Are we about to? Have you talked about the Spurs yet? The Spurs game?
Nah, this is first for now the Celtics.
Okay, the Celtics. You saw him do the things that we would like to see from him. I did take it with a grain of the performances with a grain of salt. I'm like, yo, the level of competition, things like that. But to see him do those things and dominate in certain fashions is like, yo, this is what we want to see. This is what the coach should be doing with this kid. Anything else other than uh anything else other than putting the ball in his hands and letting him work isn't going to be beneficial for him at all. And you just ruined another draft pick. And
Yeah,
then, and if that's the case, if that's what you're going to do, trade RJ so he can go somewhere and flourish.
yeah. It has to start somewhere. That's why these games. People look at it. They're like, well, we have something there that we can't activate every single time. There's a reason. There's a reason to that. That he's been inconsistent. He's been sick twice. He had an illness, then he got protocols. Came back, he's starting to look healthy. He was talking about tightness in his chest, whatever, from protocols. But he's starting to look better. And I think that's, like I said, right after he gets healthy, I feel like his game is going to start to look a lot better. He's going to look a lot more comfortable. And that's where he is at right now. Um, Let me shout out people in the chat real quick. Shout out to Josh, aka Uncle Fulio. He says salute Peach Fuzz. What's good? I actually just shaved it off earlier. But Justin Alba, salute. Julian Tran, what's good? Sincere the Genius, what's good? Eric Surreal, my guy. The Giants just fired Joe Judge. Yeah, I saw. I don't know. Are you a Giants fan or a Jets fan? Chuck.
I'm a Jets fan,
Okay, yeah. So
yeah.
you
So
don't. Yeah, you
I'm
don't
not.
care.
I'm not.
Yeah, you don't care, but I think it's more a mental and respect thing with RJ towards Randall. He was deferring to him far too much in the past. I agree. Um, Salute to Swag. He said RJ has too much of a defensive boulder on his shoulder this season. You can't realistically expect his offense to take a leap when he's carrying every night as a reliable team defender. See, that's a small part of it that I agree with as well. I think they did him dirty. The front office just didn't do the right thing in getting a guy that can score, but at the same time, they will have some defense as well to help out with RJ, to help out when someone else is not playing the best defense. So, they can kind of save them, which we kind of had last year with Bullock and Payton, but we don't really have that this year. It's mainly just RJ helping out with other people's guys. Um, Kaiser Souza, salute. He said Giants needs to try to get Deshaun Watson and dump trash. Daniel Jones. I think RJ gonna take that leap, but in 2+ years. What are y'all projections for the rest of the season? Can the Knicks finish in the top eight? We'll talk about that a little later. Um, he said, "What though? Our Rose led bench better than a few starting lineups in the league right now? How we gonna say our whole team bench players right now?
Because they
The,
are.
the kids, they're all bench players besides RJ and Mitch. They're all bench players. Realistically, the only reason people want others to start over them is because we have guys that have been paid and they are not, producing for what they have been paid. That's why people want them to start over. Plus, they don't play defense. That's another reason. We got guys that are willing to play defense and they'll earn minutes through that as well. Shout out my guy Hardwill. Make sure to check out For the Love of the Game. Always on. Check out the channel. Eli M. Salute. Look at Coach in the chat. Coach said, praise beget. We got Joe Judge out of here. Yeah, he was trash. Yeah, I was listening to this dude's meetings after losses of games, and it was just like sad to listen to. Frozen Turd, interesting name. Salute. Is that TNT Josh? Yeah, Gettleman. Yeah, I heard Gettleman retired too. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, but shout out to everyone in the chat. Let me just continue over with the stats real quick. Mitchell Robinson 5 for 5, 11 points, 8 rebounds, solid game. But it kind of a little of his points kind of went towards the end because, yeah, he didn't really do good in the beginning that well. But he went 1 for 4 from the free throw line again. In the last 2 weeks, it's been a common trend with our free throws. We're not hitting them as much. Thankfully, when we talk about the Spurs, we hit more free throws. But this game was just bad with free throws. Just kind of like what Chuck Allen said, you see Alec Burks went 2 for 11. He had 8 points, 4 rebounds, 1 assist, 3 steals, 1 block, and 1 turnover. But his shooting percentages have been really inconsistent. They haven't been good at all the last 6 or so games. It's kind of the Alec Burks from last year where you have stretches of games where he's on fire or he's giving you consistent play, and then he'll disappear for 5 games. And he'll give you he's not going to make the same exact shots. There's games where he looks. Shout out to Spree because I know Spree's going to be excited. I'm not saying Michael Jordan, but there's a time where he just turns on the Jets and he's clutch and he can make any shot. He makes difficult shots. And then there's a stretch where he just can't make any single shot. No wide open shot, no nothing. And that's kind of where he's in right now. IQ 7 for 11. IQ has been looking better. 18 points, 1 rebound, 4 assists, 1 steal, 0 turnovers. Had a really good game. He played 37 minutes this game, by the way, but he started off really well. He was mainly the only guy that played really consistent throughout the whole entire game. Taj Gibson is Taj Gibson. He didn't really have anything crazy in stats, but you know what he's there for. Quentin Grimes, 2 of 6, 2 of 4 from the 3-point line, 6 and 5. Nothing crazy. He hasn't been really hitting his shot that much recently, but I've liked his energy and effort on defense. Obi, another game with 9 minutes, 0 points, 2 rebounds, 1 turnover, and then everyone else did not play. Going over to the Celtics, Tatum had a okay game, 6 of 14, 3 of 8 from 3, 19 points, 3 rebounds. Al Horford didn't really have the best game, 3, 4, and 5. Robert Williams, who has been giving us the business, the last 2, 12, 7, and 2, and he had 5 blocks. Last game that we played, he had 7, and most of them were on Burks and RJ. Jaylen Brown just got his first career triple-double. I know a lot of Knicks fans love him. I'm personally a big fan of him. I've been saying this so long. I've been liking him for a while now. I've been saying he's underrated. I'm glad to see him do good. Marcus Smart had a decent game. He had 4 steals along with 10 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists. Josh Richardson, who killed us 2 games before when we played them, didn't really have the best game. He had an okay game, though, 17 points. Grant Williams hit 2 threes. Dennis Schroeder wasn't playing the best this game, and then Freedom as well. And that's basically it for that. Then let me zoom out for this so you see the game charts. Game charts of the game, they had 24 as their biggest lead. We had a lead of 10 basically in the first half, but then we lost it. We got out rebounded. This is just embarrassing. They had double our assists, 26 compared to 13. That's just embarrassing. Foxy talks about this a lot in the chat. We all kind of talk about this. Our assists are always down. They're always down. It's just I think we could easily be a team that averages 22, 23 assists, but we always get below. 8 steals, 4 blocks, 12 turnovers. Turnovers are always low. Field goal percentage, 37%, not great. When you see theirs, they had 47, so they had 10% more than ours. 36% from 3 compared to 41, and then atrocious 40% from the free throw line compared to 88. They killed us in the paint, as you can see, by 18. We actually did really well in the second chance points, but other than that, This game was kind of trash. To be honest, throughout the whole entire game, if I'm being honest. Um, yeah. Salute Hardwell, y'all were killing you this morning. Yeah, I have to watch it after because I usually watch it later on. Hadouken, did you see me handle the RJ business for you and Ethan Alfuyo show? No, I didn't get to see it. I didn't even know. I didn't even know that was happening. I should probably check that out later on. But now, Chuck, if you want to say anything about the game, talk about it. Um,
Um,
anything, yeah, anything. I'll add on from it.
yeah, like with those statistics, you can't expect to win the game. Look at the points, 75-99. Like I think it was a terrible game across the board for both teams because we didn't crack 100. Neither one of us.
Mm-hmm.
Um, again, like you said, 36.6 percent from the field goal. Shooting under 40% uh isn't a good number.
Yeah, that
Um,
was just. It was such a bad game.
and another thing I'm not a big fan of, I'm very concerned, is with the assists because too many times I seen from a lot of different players, not just one, it becomes the me because I didn't get that many touches, so I'm going to fire up a bad shot um, instead of making the extra pass to the open man or a high percentage shot. Um, we didn't play a good game. We didn't play a good game at all. You went through all the stats, and we were the only thing that we were kind of tied or in the same vicinity was steals. We both teams had 8 steals. Um, Still double digit turnovers. They killed us in the paint. Um, 40% from the free throw line. Something has to be done because all I hear is about guys after the game in the gym putting up shots. Free throws is telling me that that might not be the case.
The way they've been
Um,
shooting the last 2 weeks is just horrible. Like, how could you shoot like it's a free throw for a reason? I don't know how they could be shooting so bad. It's not just like one player. It's like everyone just keeps missing it consistently.
and that's not good, especially when it comes to crunch time for us. And you're like, okay, whoever the person may be at the line, whether it's Randall, whether it's Burks, whether it's RJ, because those usually the guys that get to the line. It's like, okay, he knocks down one. All right, just hit this one more, and we're up by two, or the game is sealed, or this will get us within one or two. Clank, miss, and it's like, guys, guys, it's just you in the rim. There's no hands in your face. How are you missing these shots? And like you said, it's not just one person. It's like everyone who goes to the line. It's like, oh man, if we're not going to hit free throws, um, and we're not going to take advantage of points in the paint, then we're fighting an uphill battle. When
Consistently.
when you're right, when you're relying on 3 point shots, like not for nothing, we're not really that great of a 3 point shooting team, even though statistics may say we're in the top 10 or ugh, whatever the case may be. But the fact remains, like, oh, we have to stick to the things that our players are really good at. RJ getting in the paint, bullying smaller guards, and getting to the foul line. Um, Same thing with Randall, getting on the inside, uh, getting fouled, getting to the line.
Yeah, that's like the thing we should have been doing. Like, see, like at the end of the second quarter when it was basically tied, RJ got the ball. There's like 4 seconds left, and he ran quickly and he tried to dunk on him. He got the two free throws right, misses the first one, misses the second one. Like those are free points. I'm just happy that
Yes.
Mitch at that point got that rebound. He showed us a little move there, made it to end the quarter. But you gotta make those free throws, 100%. Those are like free throws that could have gotten us a lot closer into the game. We lost by 24, but maybe we could have beforehand. If we did make those free throws, we might have gotten a better momentum because the shots were just not falling whatsoever.
Right. And usually when your shot isn't falling, what you try to do is get to the line to get the easy basket, to watch the ball go through the basket to build confidence. And I just don't know. I don't know. Uh I don't know why we're so inconsistent. I just don't get it. I know we added two new guys to the starting line. Okay, three new guys because the first two guys they're in and out of the lineup. So Burks is the starter
Yeah,
most of the time.
Mitch, I guess you could say too, because we didn't really have
Right.
him too much last year.
But okay, let's say this about Mitch. Mitch Mitch doesn't require the ball. So offensively, you don't have to um run any plays for him per se. But I think they should run uh 3 to 4 plays for him throughout the game, throwing him the lob.
I
Because
agree.
one thing that I saw was with the younger guys when he was playing with McBride and even to some points with Kimba, when they ran the pick and roll and he got the ball, the next couple of defensive possessions, he was energized. He was closing out. He was trying to deter people from coming in the paint. So sometimes you gotta let him touch the ball. Like that move that he made, I'm like, yo, bro, why ain't you ain't making moves like that all the time? Why are you not doing spin moves like that all the time? Come on, man. Don't tease us with that. Um, but at the same time, but Mitch hasn't been in the lineup consistently, right?
Hmm.
So he's trying to figure it out. Burks is not a good point guard. Like this is the
Yeah, he's
same
not.
this is the same guy that we were talking about last. Yo, why is he playing point? Yo, just start Derrick Rose. Just start Derrick Rose. Uh, because Burks can handle some ball handling duties within the flow of the game. Like, but as the main guy to run the point, nah, I understand he's 6'5", and he can play some decent defense, but you're not getting the most out of the rest of the team when he's on the floor. And you're not getting the best out of him when he's in the starting unit playing point guard. When you're giving him the green light, um, just to shoot, because that's what he's programmed to do as a shooting guard, he's more effective. Because now defenses have to account for him because he's hot, and now he can distribute the ball and get other guys involved. But when he's the main guy trying to initiate the offense, uh,
Doesn't look that good.
it doesn't look good.
Yeah.
No, it doesn't look good at all. That's why my suggestion was like, listen, I think McBride has a ways to go. I think Grimes still has a ways to go. Um, but one thing that they have in spades over most of the veteran players, meaning the guys that's been here 2 years or more, is that they got defense, man.
Yeah, they
They
show a
got it
lot of
in
effort on
spades.
defense. Yeah.
Right.
IQ
And
might
so
be
I'm
the
like,
best fit
okay,
for the starting lineup, to be honest. If you think about it, probably IQ or Deuce.
um, IQ or Deuce. And I would say Deuce more so because
He doesn't need the
he
ball.
can he, he doesn't need the ball. You letting your two main guys work the offense. Deuce brings it up, plays defense, get it to RJ, let RJ run the show. RJ take it to the basket, or you give it to Randall on a nice little pass, easy too, right? You
Hmm.
let those two, because their 2-man game. What was that when they both had 30?
Yeah,
When
the
they
Pacers.
combined for 62 points. What game was
The
that?
Pacers.
Boston, a Pacers game.
Yeah.
Like like that was nice to watch them two and it's like, oh, we might have our 1-2 punch. Maybe it's finally um, clicking with RJ and Randall. You can't have anybody else in the starting lineup that needs the ball. Again, I know I might get flamed in the chat. That's why I was saying, yo, forget Fournier, play Kevin Knox. I know he sucks on defense, but his defense is just as sucky as uh, Evan Fournier. But here's the thing: Kevin Knox stays in the corner to his own detriment. He don't move around. Kevin Knox is in the corner, and guess what Kevin Knox is going to do? He's going to shoot that ball, and he's the best from the corner three than anyone on the team. He's still at what 50%.
Yeah, he's. I can check it right now, but he's been shooting for what he had pretty good for the games he played. To be honest, check stat news real quick. Continue.
So I feel like that if the coach makes that minor adjustment, I say I put Grimes over Knox in the starting lineup only because Grimes' defense is that legit, and that's on Kevin Knox for not having his defense up to par. Like it's 3 going on 4 years, bro. Like we know you can
Yeah, he
shoot.
hasn't even gotten
You
anything better on defense. Like that's crazy to me.
nothing.
Nothing at all.
I mean,
It's just bad.
right. So so I'm like, okay, you put Grimes and McBride in, you get the defense that Elf and Bullock brought. You allow RJ to get in his groove. You allow Randall to feed off of RJ. Mitch gets scraps. When they start doubling and trying to clog the paint, now you can kick it to an open shooter. Grimes is a shooter, but at the same time he's a rookie, right?
Hmm.
So, but if you're giving him them open shots that Peyton was getting last year in Brooking, or McBride gets those open shots that Peyton was getting and missing, I think those guys knock those shots down with confidence, and that opens up uh, the offense, allows you to do more. You're able to get up and down the floor. I think RJ is really good in and Randall is good in transition because of their bullying style. Like those aren't two guys that you want going downhill on your defense because they're hard to stop. And so I think those two minor adjustments, all the other pieces, man, counted as a loss. We tried with Kemba, it don't fit. We tried with Fournier, it doesn't fit. Let's go with these young guys. Let's bring in another veteran uh, point guard
Yeah. No.
that that provides the same thing. Not more scoring guards, because if you add any more dynamic pieces, then it's like who's getting touches, and then that's when things get iffy because guys will start going into hero ball mode once they don't get enough touches. You understand what? So
Yeah.
that's my 2 cents.
I definitely agree with what you have been saying. Like, there's so many things that could be fixed for the team. Some of that can be fixed through the trade deadline. Some of those could have been fixed in the off season. Some I guess in the rotation you can only do so much. So we got to see what's up with that. Shout out my guy Ethan. He's here right now. Before
Salute Ethan.
Yeah, salute to Ethan. Before that, read what people are saying in the chat. So, are y'all ready to move Randall to get pieces that fit better for the vision and championship timeline? Or are we clinging to him to keep cloud chasing? Salute to Khaled. Pasha says move Randall for Ben Simmons. Gonna talk about the trade stuff in a little bit. Yeah, salute to Pudge Nice. He said, salute. I'm headed to Westchester game to see Jericho and Deuce play. I hope you have a good time. That hopefully Deuce goes off in Jericho as well. And I know you like Luca too, so him as well. The coolest salute. Khaled says RJ instantly becomes our closer with Ben Simmons. That's what we want. Deuce and Sims play tonight at 7 on MSG. Yup, that's right. Salute to C-Mac. It's my guy. Salute Quiet Money. East. He said trade Randall, keep RJ. I'm sorry, RJ. It's Randall's. Randall's the problem. Eric Surreal. Salute. Go watch the Birdman interview on Street is buzzing. Randall is out of control. I think I watched a little of it, unless there's a new one that came out that I do not know about. What else? So for Trey, salute. Hewlett Samuel, salute. He said, salute to everyone. Grimes not ready to start. He got to come off the bench for RJ. I do agree with that for now. People are talking about some trades in the chat. Big Mike, salute. Hadouken, let's get Cam. That's a good player we can develop. No, we're going to talk about that as well. 24% on 3 is really bad, and for that money, we might as well trade for Westbrook or Fox. Okay. Just gotta catch up. All right, that's basically what everyone's saying. And salute to Sincere, the genius, as well. He said Atlanta has too many wings. Yeah, smash that like button if you haven't already. Turn that notification bell on. Let's try to get 40 likes today. Oh yeah, I'll be at the Knicks Timberwolves game on Monday. C-Mac, are you trolling or no? Cause I'm going to that game as well, so maybe I'll see you there. I think I'm going with Guillermo. I don't know if Ethan is going and Coach, but they might be going as well. You need real snipers if you're gonna have RJ and Randall on the floor. Grant just gonna clog the paint. Salute to Andrew K, Michael Cruz, it's my boy right there. What's up? What's up? Yeah, a lot of people active in the chat. I appreciate you guys. You know, it helps out. Getting new ideas. You can't be out the other ways. All right, Ethan, I'm gonna ask you real quick about the Celtics game. How you felt about the Celtics game? We could just talk about it. And then we're gonna go straight over to the Spurs game. Right after that. You hear Ethan? You muted. Might not be here. Wait, what did he say? Oh, he said be right back. All right, never mind. He's about to be back, so we'll just let him sit out. We'll just go to the Spurs, to be honest. That game, we'll just show the stats real quick, talk about it. And, then we're going to go more towards the trade stuff because, that's the most interesting part, to be honest. These last 2 games have been... The last game was not boring. Not as boring, but that Celtics game was very, very boring to watch, to be honest, because we were getting blown out the whole entire game. Let me switch the screen real quick. All right, so New York Knicks, we won by 15 points. Against the Spurs, we were up by like 25 points, I think, the most. It was a pretty good game. Along with that, they said, see you finally, shit. Yeah, okay, I get it. Just because Hunter and Horter, they are fully invested in these guys. Kevin got paid. All right, everyone was talking about the Celtics wings. I mean, the Hawks wings. You got to look at the Hawks wings. That's a good thing. Knicks going to make a trade soon? Well, we'll see. We'll see. So the Spurs, obviously, Keita, Bates, Diop, 2 for 6, 4.7 rebounds, nothing crazy. Joshua Primo, who they just drafted at 12 in the latest draft, 4 for 9 from the field, 2 of 4 from 3, 11 points, 2 rebounds, 3 assists, 1 steal, 1 block, and 1 turnover. Shout out to my guy, Gregor Castillo, was actually a Spurs fan. He came on last time we played them. He came on Legion's show last night. Knowledgeable fan. He likes the Knicks as well, so shout out to him. I actually like Josh Primo. He's actually been looking good. He has pretty good defense for a guy his age. He just turned 19. I think he's going to be a decent player. Jakob Poeltl, who's always solid, and he's a good defender. Very underrated center. 12 and 10, 3 assists, 2 blocks, and 3 turnovers. He shot 50% from the field. DeJounte Murray, who I called taking a step up this season. 11 for 19. Those beautiful mid-ranges and finishes. He's still not the best three-point shooter. He went 1 for 5 from 3. 1 for 1 from the line. 4 rebounds, 5 assists, 24 points, 2 steals, and 1 block, along with 3 turnovers. Lonnie Walker, who's been kind of inconsistent this season, but I still like him as a player a lot. 5 and 19 from the field, 1 of 7 from 3, 4 or 5 from the line, 15 rebounds, 4 assists, 4 rebounds, 2 assists. Drew Eubanks, he went 3 for 5, 8 points, nothing crazy. Tyler Johnson, terrible game, 1 for 7. Devontae Cook, you see, they had so many players out for health and safety this game. These are all basically 10 days, except Joe Wieskamp, who Ethan wanted to draft. He's a rookie, 2 for 2 from 3. Brian Forbes, who just won a chip, went back to the Spurs. Yeah, nothing crazy for the Spurs, to be honest. I don't think I should even read those. But RJ Barrett in 30 minutes was the star of the show. 12 of 10, 20 from the field, 60%, 3 of 4 from the three-point line, 4 of 5 from the free throw line compared to the 1 of 5, which is really good to see. 31 points. It's his fifth 30-point game this season. He had another 30-point game like 2-3 days ago. 3 rebounds, 4 assists, 1 block. He got a nice block on Eubanks or Pirtle. Then 1 turnover. It's plus 11. Julius Randle had a terrible offensive game, but he didn't force anything crazy. He didn't really look at the basket this game. And, he kind of deferred to RJ and IQ this game, which is great to see because he started to do them more since he came back from protocols. 2 points, 12 rebounds, 3 assists, 1 block, and 3 turnovers. Mitchell Robinson, he was also a plus 16. But, I don't like plus minus that crazy because it's a team stat, but plus 16. Mitchell Robinson, 4 for 4. 13 and 11. RJ did a great job finding him this game. IQ did a good job. No, everyone just did a good job this game, I guess. Alec Burks, he had his first good offensive game in a while. 16 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists, and 2 steals. He went 5 of 10 from the field, 3 of 6 from the 3. Evan Fournier, who was talking about after the game, he's still dealing with his injury. So I don't know. He might not play next game because he only played 21 this game. He scored mainly in the first quarter in the first half. 5 of 12, 4 of 7, 4 of 5 from the field. From the line. 18 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 steals, 2 turnovers. He's starting to look a little better, which I'm happy about. He's rising. Hopefully his trade stock, and maybe if he keeps it consistent, we might keep him. But you gotta just see about that. I still rather trade him. Manuel quickly had a solid offensive game, 5 of 12, 2 of 5 from the 3, 12 points, 4 rebounds, and 6 assists. He did have 3 turnovers though, but he still has 6 assists, which is good to see from IQ. Cause he's been developing a little more. I love the way he's shooting those baby mid ranges now. Shout out to Guillermo because he was calling for that in the summer. Starting to shoot those mid ranges, which is great to see. Taj Gibson, 6 and 5, solid game from him. Quentin Grimes has still been off from 3. 1 for 5 from the 3, but he was 3 of 7 with the field. He got a nice mid range, a 3-pointer. The other one I think it might have been a layup, but he had 7 rebounds, 1 assist, and 1 rebound and 6 assists, 1 steal and 1 block. He was very active on defense. Like I said, I'm not a big fan of Quentin Grimes, but I still like the way he looks next to RJ. You saw RJ on the ball. He got a crispy pass out to Quentin Grimes. Like RJ had a lot of nice passes this game. That's why I always talk about his playmaking, and I've been talking about his playmaking for so long. He doesn't even look at you, and he passes you to the corner because he knows you're open. And, you saw last game. Obi Toppin, 3 of 4, 6 points, 3 rebounds, nothing crazy. That was more towards the end of the game. Nothing else from that part matters. I'm going to go now to the game charts real quick. The biggest lead for the New York Knicks was 25. The Spurs was 8. As you can see, we won by 15 points. We out-rebounded by 6. And compared to the Celtics game, we had 23 rebounds. 23 assists, and we only had 13 in the Celtics game, so this is definitely great to see. They had 19 assists, and we had the same amount of steals. We had 2 more blocks than them, and we had more turnovers, 15. We really kind of stay in the lower end of the turnovers because we don't get that many during the game, which is great to see, especially this season. But 15, that's probably the lowest I've seen in a while. Field goal percentage 49%, which is beautiful compared to 41. 3-point percentage 41, which is great again compared to 28. They're not really the best 3-point shooting team. 75% from the free throw line could still use some work compared to 67. That's better than 40. They outscored us in the paint by 14. They had more second chance points and 1 more point in the fast break. But all in all, this game was over in the end of the third quarter. Basically, RJ was on fire. He couldn't miss. Showed everything in his bag. It was just a beautiful game. To be honest, let me know how you guys feel about it in the chat. Duke, RJ looked good last night. Yeah, he did. Salute to my guy, Sarge. Ethan, are you back now?
Yeah, what's up?
All right, but give me a second. You're about to talk real quick. I'll let you know. But they said Nick's gonna make a trade soon. Still talking about that. Salute to Sarge. Salute to who else just came in. Salute to D'Angelo. I see you in the chat. Yeah, they're still talking about that. They said this is RJ's team. Nah, I'm not gonna say that yet.
Nah.
I'm not saying that now.
Oh
I
yeah, to
think
all the people who said like it was RJ's team. I'm an RJ fan, but like the one big thing is that RJ's not good enough for this to be his team yet.
yeah, RJ's gonna it's gonna be his team in another year at least.
He like, maybe next year, probably in his 5th year, but he's not good enough right now.
Yeah, I think most likely next year. But for now, that's what it was. If you want to say Ethan,
But
talk
but
about the Celtics or Spurs game, whatever you want.
I'll just say that like what you call it. It's RJ's 3rd year. I'm gonna be more tougher on him than letting him have these good games than bad games. He needs to show a level of consistency now, because I'm seeing it from Tyler Hero, Darius Garland, John Morant. I'm seeing it from a bunch. I'm seeing it from Keldon Johnson, who's like shooting 47% from 3-point range. He needs to have a level of consistency now. It's his 3rd year, so I'm glad he had a good game, but do it again. Do it again and like do it. Don't have a good game this game. And next time you have a 30-point game, I want it to be against a good team. Do it against Atlanta. Do it against Minnesota.
Okay, but just talk about the Spurs and Celtics in general, like not just RJ, like whatever you saw in those games, if anything, like you saw that was surprising, anything like that.
In general,
Yeah, in general,
I like the way
what's good,
quickly
Hinton?
played in the past 2 games. Our shooters really don't cash out on RJ Barrett assists, but that's another thing I'll get to. But Emmanuel quickly, I thought he played a nice game. I thought he did a great job mid range against the Spurs. He shot well against the Celtics. I'm still an advocate. When D Rose is back, you start quickly. But I can see the thought process of wanting them both off the bench because they're just your two gunners. We're just when they're both on the floor at the same time, we're like a totally different basketball team. So I understand the logic of wanting them both off the bench, but that's just my personal opinion. Um. Oh, and can I mention the trade scenarios and all that?
Oh, we're gonna talk about that after. For now, just talk about
Oh
the
yeah,
game.
that's pretty much all my takeaways.
All right, Chuck, how did you feel about the Spurs game?
I like that RJ was assertive and dominant, but like Ethan says, I want to see against different competition, higher quality competition. Um, but the fact that he was doing it, I like I said this morning, I I think RJ builds confidence off of the games like this. Just when you're in a slump, to see the ball go through the hoop, to be able to get to spots where you want, helps build confidence that when you do come up against these uh, higher upper echelon teams, you know that, if I can get to this spot here, I can do this, that, and the third. I really like what Quickly did in the Spurs game. Um, I was a little nervous when they were up by what, 10 or 8 or something like that.
Yeah, at
And I
one
was
point,
like,
yeah, earlier on.
uh, yeah, I was like, come on, guys. Like, no, not this team. Not with these players that they have on the floor. Like we got to pull away and dominate these guys. And sure enough, it did. I'm glad there was no third quarter of doom. Um, Overall, we did what we were supposed to do against a team that's depleted. I know that's kind of wild to say, like, oh, you're happy because we beat a depleted team. Yeah, when we lost to a depleted team too.
Yeah,
Bunch of
yeah,
G leaguers in 10-day contracts. So I think this is good. And right now we need the the teams that we need to beat. We have to beat them
100%.
if the playoffs is still in our uh in our view. If it's not, like I said this morning, and okay, if we're rolling the Charmin tank, then fine. But if not, understand like this year is not the year to tank
Oh yeah,
for
no,
real.
yeah, no, hell no.
Uh,
I hate this draft. I'm gonna be honest. I do not like it at all.
a- absolutely. Like this draft, I don't reminds me of the 2000 draft when Kenyon Martin was the first overall pick. If you go back and look at the names that were in that draft, you'd be like, who in the world are these guys? I don't remember them being on anybody's squad. Um, so I don't think that should be the case. I think we should build off the momentum of last year. And when I say the momentum, not necessarily the fourth seed, but making it to the playoffs. Hopefully we find continuity by then. And, we can make the first round a series. No 4 games and we're going home, but actually make it a series. Because our record is pretty much the same as it was last year
Yeah,
at
it
this point in
basically.
time.
I think before last game we had the same exact record as we did last season. Same exact point.
But the only difference between this year and last year that I see is last year we were able to go on a nice little run, 6 games here, 5 games here. As I look at the schedule, I'm not as confident. Let me say
Okay.
that we'll be able to run off,
With that crazy win streak.
right, and get a higher seed in the playoffs. That's just my opinion.
Okay. I mean, I don't disagree. Like Hinton been saying, everyone's been saying. Guillermo, after January 23rd, the next month and a half is hell. Starting January 23rd, you're only versing good teams, like top of the top teams. So this is where Randall's gonna have to be on it. RG's gonna have to be on it. If one is not having it, the other gotta show up, and our guys need to be inconsistent. By that time, during that 1 month and a half, February 10th, we'll see if we make a trade. We'll talk about the trades like in a few minutes, but you know that 9 game win streak we had, we did beat a lot of good teams. A few may have been missing their star player, but we did have a lot of good games at that time, and we have 10 more games this season compared to 9 last year because it was 72 last year. This year we're back to 82, but we definitely got to make sure that we try to stay consistent because we really haven't seen any consistency with this team. Like last year we turned up in the second half. Hopefully this year we do as well. I pray that we could, defeat all these tough teams and we look at it. I hope these teams are mostly healthy because I want to see how our competition is. I want to see how we fight. I want us to bring up a different energy, and the same type of active energy every single game, like we want to win. I don't want to see lackadaisical defense. I don't want to see your energy off on the court when you're playing with other people. Like that's just something I don't want to see during those games. But it's definitely going to be a tough time to see. Um, it's like they're saying in the chat. Hinton always brings it up. He says after his birthday, which is probably somewhere there, the season is going to be very tough. Um, but yeah, shout out to Hinton in the chat. I see D'Angelo said Randall not made for New York City. Um, Shout out to El Paul. Shout out to Keyshawn. Um, they said Paris Douglas salute. He said I'm not that high on Jeremy Grant. We're about to talk about that. El Paul too. We're about to answer your question too. Actually, might as well. We'll go into the trade stuff now. So this isn't one that I was going to talk about, but since he brought it up, I will. He said, "What do you think about grabbing Mo Bamba on the cheap? Would you guys like to have Mo Bamba on the team? And is there like a trade that you would give up for that?"
I mean, I'd trade for Mo Bamba, but I don't really see a trade over getting him. I don't see us giving up anything that Orlando wants. So I don't really see that happening. I don't think that he's moved. Honestly, don't.
Yeah, I feel like a few games ago he had a really good game. I personally, I'm not forcing myself to trade for him. I wouldn't be mad at trading for him at all because I feel like he was the number 5th pick for a reason. I still think he's a solid center no matter what. I would be fine with having him because he could shoot as well, and he's been getting double doubles. He's averaging basically a double double. He hasn't really been injured as much this season. I would take. I mean, it depends. It depends what the trade is, but I do think that would be fair to try to get him. Salute to Kent, Chad, and Cully. Got my guys in the chat. Salute. Um, but yeah, I wouldn't be mad about going for Mo Bamba. I feel like that would be an interesting trade, especially you get I would rather have Mo Bamba over Noel, 100%. Do you
Yes.
guys agree with me? I'd rather have him easily over
Oh
Noel.
yeah, that's not a question. I just don't think Mo Bamba's gonna be traded.
Yeah, I don't think he might not be traded.
I'd
He
rather have
might-
Mo Bamba over
No.
Mitch. I just don't think he's gonna be moved.
Yeah, it's iffy. Mo Bamba needs more meat on his bones. Pause, but he needs to get a little stronger. We need defense and execution for those games after the 23rd. I 100% agree. Hinton said the season is over the way they're playing.
That's true.
It might be. You never know. We really gotta see. So, some trades I'm gonna talk about, as everyone saw in the thumbnail. So, like the Athletic reported that there are teams that are interested in Jeremy Grant. We are one of those teams included. Let me find it again real quick so I can list the names of the teams. The names of the teams. Let's see, where is this? I'm pretty sure they said the Lakers. Oh yeah, here. They said the Knicks, Wizards, Blazers, and Lakers are among the teams. So how do you guys feel about it?
I mean, that article could be BS because I don't see the reason why the Wizards would want Jeremy Grant. But personally, I'm not high on it. I was high on it last year. I'm not high on it this year. Because last year it was established that Randall was 2 times better than Grant. So Grant will be filling a role. I could see Grant coming here and thinking that he's the best player on the team because ideally he'll probably be our most fluid and sound athlete on the team. And he probably is going to play the most minutes because he's built for the playoffs. But I don't want him for the team.
Okay. I personally, I question it because I don't really I don't know. Am I getting Nuggets Jeremy Grant or am I getting the Pistons Jeremy Grant? That's my question because Nuggets Jeremy Grant was a guy that was, he played in his role.
And he was a 40% 3-point
Yeah,
shooter.
he was a 40% 3-point shooter, played in his role. He went purposely to the Pistons over the Nuggets, and they offered him the same contract because he wanted more shots. It wasn't even for money because it was the same price. He wanted more shots. He wanted to score more. Maybe he wanted to attract more teams. But that's the thing that he was trying to do, and I don't want that Jeremy Grant on the Knicks. If I know that he's gonna buy in, he's gonna play like that guy who's gonna shoot those catch and threes. He's gonna help out RJ on defense because he's actually a pretty solid defender. Go in when he needs to, not force shots. That's the one that I would take. But if it's the one from this year and last year, I really don't want that, to be honest. Let me know in the chat how you feel about him because I really don't want that type. How do you feel about that, Chuck? Would you like him? Shout out to my guy Cully. You could go after Chuck.
Salute.
Salute. Chuck, you here?
Yep.
Jeremy Grant.
I'm gonna pass on Jeremy Grant, and here's why I'm passing on Jeremy Grant. Takes away shots from RJ, and like you said, if he's not going to be that catch and shoot guy from Denver, then nah. RJ and Randall need guys that don't require the ball. They're traditional 3-and-D guys. Because as you can see, with RJ having the ball in his hands, he's able to make plays for other people. So no. I don't think Jeremy Grant is a 3. I think he's more of a 4 that happens to play the 3. And then that's $20 million. Where are we getting? Is Fournier going to be a part of that? And then at the same time, that's the problem with having Fournier here. Fournier is a guy who needs the ball in his
Yep.
hands, and he takes RJ out of his rhythm, and he's not consistent enough to knock down shots to make himself effective. And I know that Jeremy Grant defense is light years better. I just don't know. I feel like he'll get the bulk of the minutes. No one else is going to play. The rotation is going to get shortened to like 7 players, and I don't think that's a recipe for winning.
You see, those were great points. I 100% agree. And real quick, because I was reading the article beforehand, and they said the trade will most likely include either Evan Fournier and few draft picks, or it would include a combination of something like Burks, Noel, or Kemba, and then a few draft picks, or you might have to include a young guy in there and then add up with Burks and Noel, and maybe I think 2 first-round picks or one. I don't know how the deal is compared to last year because I don't know if you guys remember. Last year, when the Celtics wanted to trade for him, they were inquiring. They asked for 3 first-round picks and they wanted one young player, but I think it's different this year because now they have Cade and they just want to get rid of him so him and Sadiq Bey can start shining. So he might be cheaper now, but you still, I don't know. Would you, if I had a guarantee he would play like he did on the Nuggets, I would definitely take a chance on him and maybe trade Fournier for him. I feel like he has defense. He has a little. I don't worry too much about his playmaking. He has a little playmaking, but he does have the scoring ability as well. And I don't think he would ask for the ball as much if he plays in that role that he's supposed to. That's the only way I would really trade for him. To be honest, I'm not I personally wouldn't just go for him. That's really not someone I'm really looking at like that. Cully, how do you feel? Would you trade for him?
For Jeremy Grant, nah, not necessarily. I just don't feel like he'll thread the needle, in my opinion. I just don't see it. You know what I mean? I don't see him threading the needle for us. Good defender though. He's a good defender, but like we're gonna need more than that than a Jeremy Grant trade to for this team to see something happen. We're gonna need way more than that.
People in
and my thing is also not to cut my fault. My thing is also what happens to the rotation. Do you play him at the 3? How do you play him with Randall? Do you?
You see, he started off his career playing the 3, and then he played a little bit of 3 during his career while playing 4 at the same time.
Right.
I think he would be fine if you trade Fournier for him, maybe, and then have him at the 3 and RJ at the 2. That's probably the most likely way it would work out.
Oh, okay. So it had to be Fournier to get traded. I mean, all right. Only thing is with the Fournier thing is just him playing good now. That's the only thing. That's the only thing.
Play good. He had one good game. That's the only thing that's gonna work from that.
I mean, yeah, but I don't know. He seems like I don't know. He might be getting it together. So I don't know. I mean, I don't know. We still have time. When's the deadline? February 10th. February 3rd. February 10th, right?
Yeah.
Oh, so we got a month. Yeah, we got a month from now. I mean, we got time to see who gets shipped out or who might get shipped out. But I mean, I don't know. I guess you could trade Fournier for him, but I don't know. I mean, I really don't know. I mean,
I can't see them 3 play together. RJ Randall and Jeremy Grant. I feel like they all kind of play kind of similar. It's weird. I don't know. I don't think it'll be like a fluid offense with those 3.
I don't even know Jeremy Grant's kind of game. I know he's a good defender. He's athletic. I don't even know how good of a scorer he is, but I know he wants more shots, right? That's the number one thing with him. He wants to get used in the offense more. I mean, I don't know. He probably will get used in the offense more over here. I don't know about the shots though. But you know what? Okay, my fault. Now I was gonna say one last thing, Chuck. One thing I will say though, if we don't trade for him, best believe a contender will. A contender is gonna take the risk on him.
I see him going to Utah or maybe even LA.
That would be good. Yeah, probably LA. Utah would be a good move for him. Donovan Mitchell could use that help. But yeah, go ahead, Chuck.
We want RJ to blossom into the best player that he can possibly be. Bringing in a guy like Jeremy Grant who wants more shots is going to take away from RJ. And I know y'all saying, well, why is it got to be RJ? Why is it not going to be Randall? Because it's not. Because it's not.
Mm-hmm.
We've seen Tibbs pattern already.
Mm-hmm.
So how can we expect our third overall pick to make any progression if you're bringing in someone else to take shots away from him? We were our most effective when there were two guys that could defend but didn't demand the ball on the floor with RJ, Randall, and Mitch.
The only thing with that, Chuck, we was most effective, but our best player was playing well. I don't know. Like this season, he ain't playing. I don't know. That or just his stats just don't matter right now. I don't know. But I agree with what you said though.
Yeah. He's only had a handful amount of good games this year so far.
Right. Like we look better. We did look better, but it's like I don't know. This year, I don't know.
Pressure bust pipes, guys. I said it this morning. Like New York City is just a tough place in general. The saying that if you can make it here, you can make it anywhere is so true. Because if you think the Apollo is bad, people will say it to your face. I don't care how much money you making. You going to the deli to get a sandwich. Hey, yo, bro, you suck. You missed that layup. You like people say it nonchalantly, like it's just a matter of fact. It is what it is, right? Everybody's not used to that. Everybody can't deal with that. And that's why when it comes to New York, there's a bias with a lot of other states. Oh, they go to New York in words. Oh, here they go. You know what I'm saying?
Disrespect, right?
Right.
Yeah, I hear you.
Right. So a guy from Texas, the only guy that I know from Texas that made his bones in New York City is
Ronaldo
DJ Premier.
Blackman. Oh, DJ Premier. I thought you were gonna say Rolando Blackman.
No. No. You know what I'm saying? So I think Jeremy Grant is a good player. If he comes in with that Denver mindset where I'm going to play defense and I'm going to get my shots when they're available, then that's fine. If you're bringing him in and you're going to utilize him as a vital part of the offense, you're going to have to either trade Randall or you're going to have to trade RJ. Because I don't think it's going to work. Because I honestly, I forgot who said it on the panel just now, but I think they occupy the same space.
Jeremy Grant and RJ or Randall?
All three of those guys.
Three of them, I think.
All three.
Well, yeah. Now you got three guys that are looking to score at that point.
Another thing you got to look at too, because I saw on Twitter someone made a great point. Jeremy Grant played with Jokic and he played with Jamal Murray. No, he had like Jokic compared to anyone else on our team playmaking wise, and just like attention wise, it's crazy. Like he is one of those guys who's gonna allow you to get that wide open shot, get you those good looks, and he's gonna make the right pass. When I look at that's why I don't know the Jeremy Grant. I don't really want him, to be honest, personally, that much. I don't know if it would full on work because I don't know what Jeremy Grant I'm getting. I don't know how it's gonna fit together well. I really just don't know. Of course, Josh got to come in and say "old boy" to everything,
Oh no, that was to somebody. I'm sorry.
I didn't even know Josh was here. What up, bro?
What's good? I'm sorry. I should have been muted. My bad. I'm sorry about that.
I'm trouble. But yeah, I don't know. I would be questionable on that. And also the thing that matters to me is the amount we're giving. To be honest, like if we're just giving, I guess, Fournier and a pick, I'll be fine with that. Because I really like his defensive impact. He's been shooting better from three. It really all depends on what the team is looking for in their starting lineup. Because you're not getting him to come off the bench. You're getting him to start. That's the main thing about it. Salute to Justin L in the chat. What's good? He said. Salute to the panel in the chat. Randall's too fragile to be here. His attitude is very noticeable.
Right.
I'm telling you, Cam would be a good fit on this team. Fournier is getting it together.
You got it, my fault.
I don't think. Wait, give me a second. Fournier, he's been looking better. I mean, besides the Celtics games, he's only had like 3 games where he actually looked good at. Besides that, so I can't really say that, to be honest. I mean, he had an okay game last game, but he right now is injured. So I mean, I'd rather them like he actually has an injury. He's talking about he could barely bend his foot. I'd rather him just sit out, to be honest, because he's gonna get it too injured with that. Like, there's no reason for him to be playing like that. That's why he didn't play the second half of last game.
You guys talking about Jeremy Grant? I heard
Jeremy Grant. Would you trade for him?
Comment real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yes, absolutely.
And real quick, make sure to check out the controversy. MBK. Make sure to check that out. I think you just did something with Hardwood, right?
Yeah, and I couldn't get a word out. Hardwood was dominating the conversation, but I still won, though. It's all good. It's all good. You know what I'm saying, Hardwood? I'm coming for you. I ain't scared of you, Hardwood. Nah. Yeah, go check that out. Appreciate it, Hadouken. Salute. Chuck Allen, Keyshawn, Cully, Ethan. Salute.
Brother.
Happy to be here. Answers yes. I will go make a trade for Jeremy Grant. Here's the deal, and this is what kills me about Knicks fans, right? You know, whole season, everyone's talking about, oh, we need to trade this player, we need to trade that player, right? No. Let me back up. Let me back up a little bit. We go out in the offseason, we go pick up Evan Fournier and Kemba Walker. The Knicks have a really good preseason. They score 120 points per game. See, Josh, we don't need nobody. We got all the people we need right here. We don't need nobody. Hold on. The team starts off pretty well, and then they start, losing, right? Few games under 500. We need to trade this player. We need to trade that player. We need to trade this player. We need to trade that player. Now, coming up on the trade deadline, there's some people out there potentially that can help this team. Nah, I don't want to trade for them because we're going to have to give up too much. Like, which one is it? You know what I'm saying? Like, what? Like, Knicks fans don't know what they want. Here's the thing with Jeremy Grant. Yes, I understand that there could be some offensive limitations if you trade for a person like Jeremy Grant, put him in this lineup. But like I always mention, who's to say that Jeremy Grant is the end-all, be-all? The Knicks are never going to be a finished product, right? Like, there's always room to continue to build. Like, you bring in a player like Jeremy Grant in here, what's the next move, right? And I think people have to start thinking that way instead of thinking about the team right now and where they will be right now, right? People had false expectations for the Knicks coming into this season. They were going to be a playoff team, probably be a top 4 seed, a 5 seed, or what have you, and that's obviously not going to be the case. So temper your expectations, accept where the team is right now, and the only moves that we should be making is not just for right now, but it should be for the future. And I think if you bring in a player like Jeremy Grant, you put him in there next to RJ, I think that can work. People may have some reservations about him with Randall, but I also think that can work. But the next move for the Knicks after they go get a Jeremy Grant is to either bring a stretch 5 in here
or a point
that can be able to knock the 3-point shot, or a point guard, right? One of those two. And I think regardless, those positions are going to get addressed anyway. So I'm more than willing to trade for Jeremy Grant. Obviously, the trade has to be real, and I'm willing to bring him in here, and I'm willing to give up some of this draft compensation that we got because we got too much.
You see,
that's on the last year of his contract.
No, he has one more year.
Yeah, he has an extra year after this one. But that's why, Josh, I said that I'm fine with bringing him in, depending on the trade. But I need to know which Jeremy Grant I'm getting, because if I'm getting the one from the Pistons, I don't want it. But if I'm getting the one where he played in the team that was good in the Nuggets, then I'm fine with that. Because I think his defensive impact was great. The shots he took, he didn't force any shots like that. He took the shots that were given to him within the opportunity of the game. That's the one that I want. So depending on if I can get that, I'll definitely trade for him. I don't think that's a bad trade to do.
So ask yourself this question then. And Denver, he was playing with Jokic, right? Like you said.
Yeah.
He was playing with Jamal Murray, right? So he didn't have to take it and force shots like that because he had guys on his team who were going to take those shots. On the Pistons, he had to be that dude.
But the thing is, he went to the Pistons purposely to get more shots. That's what he said. That's why he actually went to the Pistons, because he was getting offered the same amount from the Nuggets. Those are the only 2 teams that really gave him the same exact amount of money. That's why I questioned that.
I got you. So he went to the Pistons to try to get more shots. Okay. Mm-hmm. If he gets traded to the Knicks, he understands that, he's going to get less shots in this offense. Listen, this thing that, about what player we're getting, we will never know unless we make the move. And to me, I feel like the Knicks can risk making a trade because they have so many assets and they have guys that no one wants here anyway. So I feel like it's a little bit of a risk, but I think it's good enough risk where if it doesn't work out, it's not catastrophic, right? Our book's not going to be tied up long term. You give Jeremiah Grant a season, you see how it all plays out. He's playing for a contract next season, and you see where it goes from there. And then you depending on how he does next season, you sign him long term. I don't see any issue with that. It won't be catastrophic if Jeremiah Grant comes here and that doesn't do well. We have extra draft picks that we can frankly give away. You know what I'm saying? So
from 1 to 3,
we need to make that move.
The options.
You said what?
From 1 to 3, who's going to be the first option, second option, and third option?
That all that stuff can work itself out. All that stuff can work itself out. I think right now, one of the Knicks, the number one option
right
is
now
Randall.
Is struggling to work it out.
Yeah, but that's always going to be the case, though. You'll never know. You got to play the games.
This season so far, you could say it's Randall, RJ, and then I don't know if I can say. Can I say Fournier? I think Fournier or Burks.
The thing is, everyone has been
very
consistent, right?
enough.
It changes.
Everybody
it changes every game.
But the thing is, you got to play the games in order to figure that stuff out. You can't like come into and then like saying, okay, it's going to be this way. You just never know. You know what I'm saying? So all I'm saying is, I think the Knicks should be aggressive, make that move. If it's there, you go ahead and make it, because we're holding on to all these draft picks, and then when we do draft players, people have a problem with the people who we draft. So it's like Knicks fans don't really know what they want. To me, I just want them to be aggressive and continue to build this thing and put together a team.
Okay, so no, you got it. If you still want to talk about Grant, you can go ahead.
Just respond. Yeah. So Josh.
Yes, sir.
The last part, I agree with you. The amount of years that it's on Grant's contract versus Fournier's contract. All right. I prefer to have that contract than to be paying Evan Fournier for the next 3 years or 4 years, right?
Okay.
Again, my only issue is if him going to the Detroit Pistons was because he wanted more shots. We seen that when you put two guys who don't demand the ball but can play defense in the starting lineup along with RJ and Randall, everything moves and flows a little bit better because there's really no pecking order. RJ is going to get those shots. Randall is going to get his shots, and everybody is going to eat the crumbs that are left, right?
Mm-hmm.
With no complaints. But when you add a guy like Jeremy Grant to the equation, I feel like it takes away shots from RJ Barrett, who we need to see more consistency from, especially being the third overall pick in his third year, right? I don't want to stunt the growth of the guys that we're planning to build long term for the future.
Chuck, let me ask you a question. How do teams with a big three work it out?
Usually somebody takes the back seat. One of the three stars take a back seat.
Isn't necessarily a back. Are you talking about a back seat as far as less shots?
As far as I'll take less shots, but I'll do other things on the floor to make myself effective.
So why can't the Knicks be in that type of situation? I understand everybody wants to continue to grow RJ Barrett. I think the Knicks were already doing that, in my opinion. Right? RJ Barrett was taking the second most shots in the team. People were saying that Randall was taking shots away from him. No, RJ Barrett was taking shots away from himself, right? Because he wasn't shooting the ball. He wasn't being aggressive. We seen when Randall went out, RJ Barrett took that next step and he started taking more shots, being aggressive, getting more opportunities at the rim. So it's not necessarily about who is there. It's about that player, right? And I think ultimately what it comes down to, if the Knicks want to be champions, somebody's going to have to take a back seat and take less shots. I don't see anything wrong with that. And I don't think RJ Barrett will develop less if you give him less shots. That is a false narrative. Like if you give someone less shots.
Is Randall okay with taking less shots though?
Can I say this?
He took less shots last night. He took less shots
last night.
There's been times this season, and I came down on him because I felt like he should be taking more shots. Randall has been extremely passive this season. Extremely passive, giving the ball up, letting guys have their opportunity. Like people make this claim about Randall like he's been so selfish and isolation heavy, but I'm watching the games and I see a passive Randall.
Now he's maturing.
We said a lot of people have said this season he's been giving up more shots.
The whole big three narrative is false because none of them are good enough to even be a number one on a big three.
That's what I'm thinking.
Wait, what are you talking about? What do you mean?
If you want to say that, all right, they need to work it out how a big three will work it out. Well, why would any of them want to take a step back, considering that none of Randall or Grant or even RJ are superstars, so none of them are going to want to
No, Ethan. No one's
Yes,
comparing the individual
one.
players as superstars. That's not what I was doing. What I'm trying to say
Yeah, but I know
is that
Big Three
it's
is
basketball.
looking
No,
at
what I'm
narrative
trying to
of the
say
Big
is
Three,
that
how
it's
that works.
basketball. What I'm saying is basketball. Guys figure it out.
Yeah,
Like,
guys
there's-
figure it out, but
the Big
also
Three is
but
sacrificing their
to
game
keep
for
the
the
way
bigger
top
cause,
three,
which is the
the way
title.
that you have 3-star players or 3 high-level players, and they work it out together. Is one player always takes the backseat and does the other things. But why would any of the 3 want to take a backseat when it's not like they deflect? I don't think Randall thinks that Grant or RJ is better than him. I don't think Grant thinks that Randall or RJ is better than him either. And I don't think that RJ has the mindset that Randall or Grant's better than him.
It's not about being better. That's the thing.
No,
That's the thing.
because it kind of
We're
is.
looking at it.
Kind of is because
There needs to be someone definitively better than the other 2 so that they can acquiesce to that person. We need to know who that person is.
Yeah, we have to have an identity.
Yeah, I know what
identity.
Ethan's saying. He's trying to say there needs to be an actual
right, if you
gap
want to make
between
the argument, hold on. If you want to make the argument for Grant that Grant is a winning player, well, we're not in a position to win right now, so there's no point in making the trade for Grant when on a winning situation, Jeremy Grant is a 6'8" forward who defends and is a cat and plays it off the ball. When you're in a winning situation, you can probably get that then instead of getting it now. But now you don't need it because you're not in a winning situation.
No. I just struggle with the notion that guys who are superstars in the NBA, who are all stars, who all can definitely be number ones on their own team. How can they figure out how to be able to take less shots, but guys who are not number ones can't figure it out? That's the part I don't understand.
Yeah,
Because they're established
superstars.
superstars.
It's not about that. It's about that those 3 guys are now on one team and they're all superstars and they're all stars. These guys are not. And you want one of these dudes to take a step back when I don't think that's gonna be Randall, even though he can. I don't think Grant's the type of dude to step back, especially to Randall or RJ. And ideally you don't want RJ to take a step back either, trying to make up and do dirty work. So I just
I'm not understanding that concept. How can a guy like, let's say, James Harden take a step back, but Julius Randle can't?
Wait, how did James?
Hold on, James Harden.
I gave an example. I gave an example of a big 3.
Never took a step back though.
James Harden led a team.
Yeah, James
multiple
Harden
times to the playoffs.
James Harden is on the
Kyrie,
ball.
yeah,
He's
Kyrie
proven.
just went away
Hold
from
on.
being the main ball
And Kyrie
handler.
Irving still,
and Harden,
and Kyrie
yeah.
Irving became the dude who was able to do what he wants, which is just scoring. They're actually, no matter what you say about the Nets, those 3 dudes are complementary to one another, offensively at least.
Because Kyrie
RJ,
took a step back
Randall,
from
and
handling
Grant
the
are
ball.
complementary to each other.
Hold on, we were talking
they-
about shots, not handling the ball. That's what I'm saying.
No, but I'm
But
trying.
Josh-
Wait.
But James Harden averaged 25 shot attempts in Houston. He's still getting 19 shot attempts.
Right, so he took a little bit less shots.
Okay,
what
he
I'm
took
trying to
6
say
less-
is-
okay, but the difference was he took six less shots.
Great
But
passer.
he had the ball in his hands more, and his number of assists went up by double.
But the thing
Okay,
about
He has the ability to
But
turn on
Josh,
assists,
those
he's able
guys
to
are already
affect the
taking a
basketball
lot of
team like
shots.
that.
That's the difference. You can't take someone who's not even taking a lot of shots to making him take less. That just wouldn't make sense. RJ's only taking 13 and a half shots. That's nothing compared
Okay,
to
so
that 25
in other
to
words,
19.
there's more shots to go around. Then why why is there need to be a struggle for shots? There's obviously enough shots to go around. If RJ Barrett's only taking 13 and Randall's taking 16, there's some other shots out there to be taken.
But
Why does there need to be a struggle?
You made the argument of one taking a step back, but that was
No. Someone else mentioned that. What I'm saying is, if you have a big 3 that can be able to work it out and figure out who gets how many shots or what have you, when all of those
They're
guys
not
take
a
a
big
lot of
3.
shots, the Knicks, on the other hand, they don't have guys like that, like you said, that don't take a million shots. So why does there need to be a struggle to figure out who's going to take the most shots?
Because no, it doesn't need to be a struggle. But even if you make the trade, right? If you make the trade to get a dude like
This
Grant,
is something you need to know.
No, hold on. Are they complementary to one another? No. If
Not
in a
at
winning
all.
situation, is Jeremy Grant gonna be that dude who's on the ball scoring? No.
But Ethan, that's the point though. It doesn't stop
Randall,
there, though.
no.
You can still go out and make
No.
moves though. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, but
Like
you can make
Jeremiah
the move,
Grant
but
is an upgrade
it's-
at the 3 position.
Yeah, okay, yeah, you can make the move, but it's not a smart business move to make a championship move like getting a dude like Grant on your team when
Well,
you're
you
not.
just said they're not ready to
win.
win a championship yet, though. You just said that.
Yeah,
It's not
you're
about
not.
winning the
But
championship
to
right
get
now.
a dude
Yeah.
like Grant, to get a dude like Grant, the ultimate goal is to win.
Like-
the ultimate goal to win. Grant, his ideal situation, if you're gonna move for him, is to put him in a winning situation where he can
Contender.
accept his role. Because in a winning situation,
Utah.
either way, because if you want to trade for Grant, you want to at least have him here in a winning situation. And in a winning situation, he's going to be an off-ball player who plays defense. You trading for him now is putting him in a midway situation where he's going to want to create on his own. But by the time that you get to a winning situation, he's not going to be that same dude. You're not going to be playing him the same way.
I just disagree with that notion. I just disagree with the notion.
And
that
next
you have
season,
to
he's going to want to
Grant
play
in a winning
for another
situation right now.
right?
I just disagree with that.
How?
Because you're saying that you must put Jeremiah Grant in a winning situation right now. I don't think it has to be that.
I'm saying that if you're putting him on this team, right, the ultimate goal is to be in a winning situation. Am I false?
Right, this year?
In general,
not this year.
Next year, 2 years.
But see, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's not going to be this year. It probably won't even be next year. But you have a guy like that you can build.
Trade for Grant, right? If you make the trade for Grant, what's the point?
You have to re-sign him and RJ.
Wait, I'm confused.
If you don't want to win.
The Grant helps you win. He helps you win. He helps you get closer.
Okay then. And in a winning situation, he's an off-ball player who plays defense, and you're not in a winning situation yet. And putting Jeremy Grant on this team right now is not going to.
So then do nothing? Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
He's not saying do nothing. He's saying just Jeremy Grant.
I'm saying that you can. I'm saying that there's smarter moves to be done than getting Jeremy Grant, who's not going to put you in a winning situation. And ideally, he's a better player in a winning situation.
All right. So let me ask you a question. What's the smarter move right now?
Cam Reddish.
All right. Does Cam Reddish put you in a winning situation?
Cheaper.
No, but he gives you.
Wait, but Josh, you talked about the future. That's something that's good for the future. You were talking about don't do moves just
Jeremiah
for
Grant
now.
can be good for the future? You don't think Jeremiah Grant can help us win?
The thing is, you're still
because right now, because Jeremy Grant
has a year left.
Futuristic move.
Yeah. Wait.
You trade for a dude like Jeremy Grant to go out and win.
I think personally, if you're
what Jeremy Grant is in a winning situation. You know why other teams want him, because he's a 3-and-D player who can play off the ball. He's a good off-ball mover, and you can see the things that he does. And he's point guard reliant anyway.
All right, wait.
Ideally, if you want to trade for Grant,
so basically we should have a point guard first then. So we should have a point guard first then.
Yeah, you should if you want to get a dude like Grant, or you should at least trade for a dude who's not point guard reliant in Cam Reddish.
I disagree with that wholeheartedly. You don't have to have the point guard first before you go get a player like Jeremiah Grant. I just disagree with that. Obviously, a point guard is a position that we need.
Okay,
but we're not in a position to win now.
Putting the ball in Jeremy Grant's hands.
No, but that's not the point.
Wait. Let me say something, please.
Okay, then.
Wait, Ethan, wait up. Okay, so I think I would be fine with getting him. It really depends, but I think he's that type of player you have. Like, he's like not a final piece, but he's that. Like one of the last additions to a team that's already almost done, like almost finished. I don't think we're anywhere near that right now. I think he needs to go to a championship contender. He's gonna be that complimentary piece. I don't think we're ready for that right now. Personally, that's
so
what
we're
I
not
think.
Ready for a player like Jeremiah Grant. We're not ready for a player like.
Not a player like him, but we're not in that phase yet to be. Because he could come here, might get a few wins. I don't think he's gonna really help us contend in the playoffs like that much.
Then leave in free agency.
Yeah, then he's basically gone the next year. Like, you're still gonna have to pay him. He's gonna want to have money. It really depends if you want to waste assets and then have him leave after. I don't know. It's really it's a weird trade. I don't know.
Yeah, I just disagree with you guys. Obviously, I know all y'all disagree with me probably, but listen, I just think there's multiple ways to build it. Like, I get it. Yeah, Jeremiah Grant is a winning player, right? You want to have him in a winning situation, but I'm not going to stop. Like, if a move is out there to go get a player like Jeremiah Grant, I'm not going to stop it because, we don't have a point guard yet. So I'm not going to go get that player right there because we don't have a point guard. Okay.
No, it ain't about him not having a point guard. It's just it may not be a worthwhile fit. Like, he's gonna come over here and want as many shots, and it's like, where does that get us?
But there is shots to go around though. I don't get these arguments that y'all making. I just don't understand. Like,
no, but that's him. That's him that wants more shots though. That's the thing. It's like, I like Jeremy Grant too, but it's like
who's gonna set up Grant? Because he had, like we said before, Jokic and Jamal Murray set him up really well.
Is he good at creating for himself like that? Not really. Is he?
I mean, in the Pistons, he forces a lot. He's not shooting the most.
Yeah, like I don't.
That's the thing. That's why I don't know.
I haven't seen him create that well. Like as far as watching him, I know he's very athletic. I know he brings athleticism and defense. You know, some defensive versatility, and his shooting has gotten way better over the years. But I mean, I don't know about. As far as getting his own shot off, he probably would be. He's another guy that would be like a third option at best. But For him to demand more shots is like, I don't know.
All right.
Yeah, I just don't get this notion about demanding more shots.
Let's move away.
Go ahead, Hadouken.
Yeah, let's move away from the Grant. Other trade talks. I know Ethan likes them too. They said that Jalen Brunson is going to be unrestricted this offseason, and no matter what, the Knicks are always going to look at him. Would you guys be interested in getting him in the offseason, or maybe per se trade if they do try to trade him?
I like Brunson. He's clutch. That's one thing I will say.
Because
I'm not talking about the agency.
With his time off with Luka out and stuff like that, he's been playing his best basketball this season. I think he's averaging 17, 18 points on pretty good efficiency. He's been playing the point guard duties really well. Of course, he's tough. Shorter than the most PGs, but he's been doing really well this season, and I think he's gonna get paid in the offseason. I know a lot of Knicks fans liked him and they wanted to get him in this offseason. I don't know. I'm kind of iffy on him. I like his game. I don't know if he may be the best opportunity to get. I look at him more as a bench guy, not as a starter. But I want to know how you guys feel about that. Whoever wants to go first, go ahead.
One thing I know about him now, he's not afraid of that big shot. It's one thing I will say about him. Bench player or not, like as far as 6-man or not, he's not afraid to take that big bucket. So, but I don't know about the Knicks kind of technically would need we need a lead guard. You know what I mean? We need a lead guard before we get someone like him. And I felt that way with Lonzo too. I feel like we need a lead guard if we're gonna get Lonzo. Because it's just like a lead guard. I don't know. Like you got to be a lead guard. I don't know. You got to have that toughness to be a lead guard in New York. And some point guards have it, some don't. I think Jalen Brunson has it though, but I don't know as far as.
I say yes, but we got to be. If you're going to sign him in free agency, we got to create some space. So a trade has to happen to open up some cap space for this offseason in order for us to make that move because we are at the cap. So I don't know if we'll have enough money to sign him outright. We can probably get outbid by another team because we don't have the cap space as of right now. He fits immediately and offensively as a point guard. I think I will put him in the starting point guard right now. My only concern is with Tibbs. Does Tibbs like the smaller part, the point guard for defensive purposes?
I don't think
That's the only question I have about the move. Like I think it fits. Like from watching him with my own two eyes, I think Dallas has been using him. Put Luka at the 2, throw Brunson in there as the 1, and I think it's been working out for them pretty well every time I watch those guys play. So I think Jalen Brunson can definitely do it. He can score. He's tough. I think he has kind of a New York mentality. I just like the way he plays. He's really, really gritty. I like that, and I think he will fit. But the question at this point is just administrative. We got to make some cap space, and maybe they'll take Mitchell Robinson for Brunson straight up. The money works out with that, but I don't know if that's actually going to happen. So
he'll be here. I won't get into it.
Chuck, how do you feel about him?
About Cam?
No, Jalen Brunson.
I think Jalen Brunson. No, pass. Sorry.
All right, you good. Yeah, like I said, I don't know.
So something was wrong with you for a second, man. I was like, what's going on?
I was a little iffy on him. I don't know. Still, I'm kind of like half and half with him right now. I'm not really bought in, but if they get him, I won't be crazy mad about it. But next guy up that we're gonna talk about is Cam Reddish, who I've been bringing up for over a year now to trade for. SNY reported that several teams are interested, and the Knicks are looking into pursuing him. And I think personally, it's a good trade. There's a trade that Ethan suggested. I think Ethan's trade is pretty decent as well. He could say when he goes, but Cam Reddish. When we talk about the future, potential wise, we talk about wings that play defense and have the potential to be pretty good scorers as well. Be diverse, 3-level scorer. I think he's that type of guy. Games without Trae Young that he has played, he's averaged 20 points per game on pretty good efficiency. when he plays with Trae Young, he kind of just stands there. They don't. It's kind of weird because I've seen a lot of Hawks fans. I've read a lot of the tweets earlier. They talk about how it will be really sad if they let go of Trae Young, but they're most likely sure that he's not going to be on the team after this season. They credit that to the coaches not playing him that many minutes for whatever reason. When Trae Young is on the floor for some reason, he doesn't really look for him. That's something that I noticed too when watching the game. He's kind of isolated out of the offense, even though he has so much offensive game that he can help out with any team. I personally think no matter what, even if he doesn't get traded, maybe his sign and trade, he's not going to be in a Hawks jersey at all after the season. If I'm him, I want to get traded. I want to go to a team that will use me properly, and at the same time, I can show my true potential. And I would like to see him next to RJ as well. I think that's a good wing that plays defense. You know, he's
The Duke connection.
the Duke connection, I guess. He plays pretty good. He shoots pretty well from the 3-point line as well. You know, he's been his first 2 years, he went through some injury spouts. This year he's mainly been healthy. His efficiency wasn't the best before, but it starts to pick up slowly but surely. I'm not really too worried about efficiency in the early years of a guy's development. You know, it really depends to me, like for him, especially when he's a rotational player, it's hard to get a good efficiency. So, you know, you got to look in that. But I would really like to. Let me know in the chat too how you guys feel. But whoever wants to go can go first on Cam, because I know a lot of Knicks fans want him.
I want to hear this trade proposal that Ethan got.
Yeah, Ethan, you could go ahead.
If you don't mind.
If he's not here, I could tell you. I don't know why. Ethan, you here? You might be muted. If he's not here, I'll let him say it because he loves saying his trade proposal. But someone else
All right.
can go.
I'll just say this. I like Cam Reddish. Obviously, the Duke connection is there. But at this point with the Knicks, I'm just tired of them picking up these young guys where you got to wait for them to develop. Like Queen Steph said this perfectly. Like how many young guys that we want to wait and see develop, and then when it comes time, I guess I'm tired of saying that. I'd rather bring in the Knicks.
Who are these young guys you're talking about?
Say again.
Now we good.
Who are these young guys you're talking about?
Talking about most of half of the Knicks roster. They got a bunch of young guys that we want to wait and let them develop, and it's just. At some point, you got to swing the bat and you got to go for someone a little bit more established. I have no problem with Cam Reddish. I think he's a good player. I think he's going to be really good in this league. It's just that, I just want to get the Knicks to get someone a little bit more experienced. That's all. And I like what he's doing in Atlanta, though. I don't know what kind of trade we're going to go get to try to bring a player like that in here. I personally proposed Kevin Knox in a first-round pick. I think a first-round pick is much worth it, considering the fact that the Hawks are just shopping them and putting them out there.
I'll give them the Hornets pick. I do not care about that Hornets pick. But
that's fine. Kevin Knox, I think the money adds up, and you entice them by adding a first-round pick to it. I think that's a fair trade for me.
Yeah, they need to hurry up and make this move. Then I don't know what the Knicks.
By the way, Ethan finally unmuted himself, so he's here. He could give you guys a trade proposal.
Oh shit!
I'm all ears.
Cam Reddish.
Harrison Barnes was good.
The thing about Reddish though is right. You need to get. I'm high on Reddish because I've seen him play. Like I've seen him play at high school. My brother played against him. When you trade for him, he's gonna.
Did he drop 40 by the way on your brother?
No, he dropped like 67 on my brother. It was stupid.
Oh, okay.
Cam gave everybody buckets.
Yeah, no,
in
high school.
67 on my brother. It was like the most crazy thing I watched. I was like 9.
All right.
Yeah, but the thing with Reddish is you trade for him, no matter what, he's gonna be. You trade for him and you put him on this team. He's the most talented player on the team.
Bam.
Athletically, physically, fluidity. He's the most.
His offensive, he definitely.
His offensive power is straight talent because he's had
his shot creation is much better than.
He does got smooth, but he got a little bag.
Yeah.
He's had those same moves since high school.
He's just a natural. He's a natural talent. He's a natural talent.
He's a natural talent.
He got that Penny Hardaway spin.
No, that's why when you trade for him, you need a 3-year plan for him because he hasn't developed a lot since that bad job in Duke. When you read up on that, what Lloyd Pierce crushed him
so bad.
So bad. So he never really had development since high school. He's had the same bag since high school. So when you trade for him, you need a 3-year plan because he's the most talented player. He's more talented than RJ, and he's the most talented young player.
Offensively, yeah.
Offensively, and he has more potential defensively. And I even think he was more athletic. Randall coming out. I think he was, but he's the most fluid athlete, and he's gonna be the most talented player on the team. You need a 3-year plan for him.
I would make. I don't know what the Knicks are doing. Make that move already.
You need to make the move, and the thing
No,
when you look
trade.
up, they want to get off. They want to
He's
get off,
young.
yeah, they want to get off Danilo Gallinari's contract. Atlanta
We'll take
will
him.
entice that because because they're in a position to win. They can win, unlike us. So, and they need all their cap next year. Danilo Gallinari's contract isn't fully guaranteed. So if you cut him, it's only a $5 million cap hit against your cap. So I'm saying that
When is Gallinari's contract done? I'm sorry. Say that part again.
it's
After the season.
It's a $22 million contract hit for next year, but if you cut it, it's only $5 million on the cap hit. If you cut him, so I take Gallo and Cam for Fournier and Kemba because they don't have a backup guard. They need one. They need one especially, and Kemba and Fournier fits the same role as the Bogdanoviches and the Herter. They just need shooting.
No picks.
You can throw in like a couple second-round picks, but I don't really need a first-round pick in there. I mean,
so
I would
you
give
would
up.
not- you would
I'd
not-
give up
Whoa,
the-
Ethan.
I'd give up the
No,
Hornets
you
pick
said the
for-
first Hornets pick. You got to.
Oh yeah, I give up the Hornets pick, but like that's like barely a first-round pick.
No, I can say no. I think that deal makes sense, but I think you have to throw in the first round.
Yeah, I'll
pick to
throw
make
in
it
the
work.
pick
And if that's the case, I'm for that. I have no problem with that trade.
Yeah, Fournier and the Hornets first round pick for what's his name for their Gallinari and Cam Reddish. I'll take that because especially like you might be a little more hesitant if the full on contract is guaranteed for Gallo, but if the next year he's only guaranteed $5 million if you cut him and it goes into the cap like that, I would easily do that trade. I feel like that's a good trade for both sides.
I'm trying to figure out why would the Knicks cut Gallinari though? They can just let the money come off the books next season.
No, it will come off the books anyway, but because he has an option for next year. I'm pretty sure.
No, he doesn't.
He's sure.
Next year is fully guaranteed, $21.4 million. So no, I mean it still works out because the Knicks can let the money come off the books, and then
I'm fine with Gallo
that's
either way. To be honest, I don't even.
Yeah. I'm talking about as far as
facts.
the salary cap implications. That's okay because that's another $21 million on top of the 10 that's coming up with Burks, the 10 that's coming up with Noel. Kemba's gone. Rose, his $12 million.
Plus, you wouldn't have to. You wouldn't have to pay
No,
Cam until next year. I'm pretty sure.
So no. So the thing is, actually, this year he's getting paid, but even though I'm correct. Next year, the cap hit. It will be put in as $20 million if he's on roster. If you cut him before a certain time before training camp, it's only $5 million guaranteed, and the cap hit will go down. So if you want to make like the Brunson signing or something, you'll have cap space now because
okay, you're looking at it from that standpoint. Okay,
yeah,
okay, yeah, I got you.
Because you'll be creating cap space by that same way.
Okay, I mean you also can create cap space by doing other moves too. But I see what you're getting at. I got you.
Just one. Okay. Yeah, no, I definitely. I don't know. I just feel like the Cam Reddish one is one that makes sense, and I'm glad that it's starting to be connected more. That the Knicks are actually looking into it. That's something I'm glad about. I hope they actually pursue into it. Yeah, I hope they pursue into it. We got a month left. I don't want
team takes
another
a chance.
getting him. Take a chance.
So
I know
let me ask you a
solid.
question. Let me ask you guys a question. So in regards to Cam Reddish, he's a guy that you think can create his own shot, right?
Yeah.
So he's different than Grant from that aspect, right? So you don't think that Cam Reddish would take shots away from RJ and the rest of the guys?
No, because
he's the most talented player on the team.
No, I think. See, my thing is that I'm fine with. Again, you said that there are shot opportunities, but those times where you just need to come out of a slump, and he fits the system well enough that he'll probably play within it. But there will be games that I'm fine with him taking over the game. I'm fine with him taking over shots from RJ and Randall just because that I know at least this is the dude who I can develop and can probably be part of my future.
And when you stagger the lineups, if him and RJ are just on the court without Randall, they can work really well.
Him and RJ actually fit because RJ can be main facilitator and they play off each other offensively.
Yeah. And I don't think
listen, I like it. I guess I got one more question about RJ. Everyone wants RJ with the ball in his hands, right? And I know we already passed the Jeremy Grant thing, but wouldn't that be great for RJ having the ball in his hands? Grant is not going to take the ball out of his hands, right?
I don't know, but I don't know. I think it really. That's why I said I don't know if it's Nuggets or Detroit. Because I don't know what type of Grant I'm getting. Because the Nuggets one barely had the ball in his hand. He only got it on shots that were given to him. And I don't think we have a certain guy that can really put him in the right position to get those shots.
RJ?
But that's the thing. If we continue on,
I don't think RJ. I
feel
don't
like
think
he
he sees
really
RJ at the same
yeah,
level
like
he sees
Jokic
Jokic.
and Jamal Murray are completely different from RJ and Randall. Like that's the way I'm thinking about it with Grant. That's
Yeah,
why
like
I don't know.
I like RJ and Randall, but Jokic and Murray are just totally different. They're on a whole other level.
Okay.
That's why. But yeah, that's the other trade. I also still saw that we are interested in Miles Turner. Are you guys? I don't know. I said that I feel like the move for Miles Turner might look better than it actually is. I don't know. I still like him. I like Miles Turner. He is better than Mitch to me, but I don't know.
I
It
was just about
depends
to
on the
ask.
trade. I'm not giving more than one first round pick and whatever adds up to his salary. I really am not. I feel like that would just be OD. I remember I gave a trade. I said OB, a first round pick. I think Kemba and someone else. It was I think was it Alec Burks? I think I put in Alec Burks, and then we get back Miles Turner and Torrey Craig. But I do think that there's gonna be a lot more teams that have better trade packages than the Knicks, to be honest. For Miles Turner.
I was saying,
depending
who
on
do
the
you
team.
give up? Who do you trade for Miles Turner?
Yeah, that's the thing. That's why I said I don't know. You got to give in like
Mitch?
a Kemba,
I trade up
Mitch.
Nerlens and Obi. And
Mitch? They looking to rebuild though, aren't they? So they probably would take a Mitch. No.
Yeah, Kemba. My trade was Kemba, Mitch, Obi, a first round pick, and you get Miles Turner and Torrey Craig in return.
Nah, you still got to add match the money up. You're still missing the player.
No, it matches up. It matches up because what's it called? Kemba makes 9. What's his name makes? Obi makes like 7. I think 6 or 7. So that's
15, 16. Miles Turner.
What's Miles Turner
Yeah,
getting? Isn't he getting like 17, 18?
Yeah,
but
he's getting
didn't you add
18.
Torrey
Torrey
Craig?
Craig is getting like 2, 3. And then I forgot the other
okay.
person I added in there was Wayne. We don't have Wayne Selden anymore, so never
So we got to add up
I
to
can't say
20.
that.
You
But
gotta
you
add-
just need to add another like 2 mil. And Mitch is 2 mil, so you
Okay.
get it to like 18 mil, 19 mil. But I'm pretty sure it has to be within 5 mil for the trade to be complete, right? That's how the trade works.
The Knicks don't have any cap space. They don't have any free money. So I mean, I see where you're getting at. I mean, you can throw a filler player in, Burks, one of those contracts that are expiring next season. I mean, it can work. It's just that we have to add a first round pick in there to entice Indiana.
I guess Obi will have to go in that case.
My deal was just Nerlens and Obi in the Charlotte pick.
Nerlens, Obi, is that enough money? You need more money?
Yeah, that money is 16, 17. It's basically
You
Yeah,
gotta throw Mitch in there.
enough.
You have to
Pretty
throw
You
Mitch in
got
there.
to got to throw Mitch.
You have to.
I wouldn't throw both of them, to be honest, though. But
I'll-
it really
Mitch
depends.
and Obi, nah.
No,
Also,
not Mitch
Mitchell
and Obi.
Robinson.
No, I would throw in Mitch and Obi. I'm saying not Mitch and Noel.
What happened to that $1.1 million that we got?
Oh yeah, we
Still
got
got it.
that
Are
from
we paying
the
Sims?
Lakers trade.
Yeah.
Are you paying Jericho Sims with that?
No, we got like 2
Yeah.
mil.
No,
for
he's
cap
talking about.
space,
He's
so
talking
like
about.
1.5.
Yeah.
That money's gonna go to Archdiakono.
No, there's no way this dude should.
Sad. That's sad. That's sad.
No, what I was saying was, no, you're right, Hadouken. I wouldn't give up Mitch and Nerlens, but I'm thinking. So these contracts that I'm thinking about that 10 to 12 million contract that the Knicks signed over the offseason. So like, Derrick Rose, Kemba, Burks,
Yeah, that's why I said
Noel.
Kemba.
Well,
I
yeah,
would think
two
you
of
have to
those.
put Kemba. That's why I said Kemba, Mitch, Obi. That would be around like 17, 18 mil. I added Torrey Craig in there because that's like a wing defender that I wanted to sign when he got waived. And then you throw in a first. I had Wayne Selden in there as the throwing because he was making like 2 mil at the time, but we don't have him anymore. So you would have to like change some things up in that trade.
But believe it or not, I think the Knicks do have one of the better trade packages they can offer because of the contracts that they have.
Yeah, and actually, Indiana has like this exception, so you can Nerlens and Obi is successful if you put it straight up through it.
No, I understand, but I don't know if they would just take that.
No, I said throw in the first.
No, I know, but I'm saying I don't know, like the Warriors. I don't know if the Warriors want to keep him, but it's like they could give.
If the Warriors
Wiseman.
put in Wiseman, then yeah,
They automatically can get him. No, it really depends on the team, to be honest. But yeah, we could. There's definitely a possibility. Are you guys interested in getting him? Like, is that like a priority
Hell
for
yeah.
you in the trade
Oh
deadline?
yeah,
Scratch five.
Which guy? Miles Turner?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been said that I give.
I'll
Miles
take
Turner.
it. I'll
Just
take
opens
it.
up our offense, like.
Right. Now I ain't gonna lie. That's the only name that I like that was linked to the Knicks that I'm like, all right, I'll pull the trigger on it. Like, but
So if you
and I want
trade
Cam
him-
Reddish too. I'll take Cam Reddish.
Interesting.
Still need
Yeah,
a guard, but
Miles Turner. Yeah, the guards wise.
Yeah.
I saw the Halliburton. I don't know if it's true about the
not
Halliburton.
true.
It
part.
sucks.
There's no
sucks
way it's
trading for
available.
Halliburton.
I wouldn't trade for him because I'm not wasting that much. There's no point for me to trade for Halliburton.
It just sucks because we could have drafted, but it just sucks
Exactly.
because it's like I hate when the Knicks do that. Yo, I just hate it. Like,
Yeah, I don't
We
want to
coulda had
trade
a-
so many assets for a
I
guy we
want
literally
to
could
draft him. I
draft it.
don't care.
right?
You
It's
know,
Nah,
just-
I'm not
sad-
trading that
you know
much,
what
bro.
how
That's
much
crazy.
of a bad look it would be for the organization.
And then Fox
to
costs
trade
more.
the dude that you were supposed to draft.
Yeah,
Right.
that's what I'm saying. I'm not doing that. But
But we could have
Halliburton.
drafted Cam Reddish too if you look at it that way.
No, because he wasn't going that low.
I'm
But
just
I know
messing
you're
with
trolling.
you.
I know you're
That's
trolling.
funny as hell.
But
Go ahead, go
That's
ahead.
funny.
De'Aaron Fox or Halliburton, are you guys trying to trade for one of them?
Oh yeah, the Fox trade is just weird to me because I don't know how that's gonna go down. I don't know like what they're gonna throw in for that, and I don't really want to throw in that many assets for a contract that big because they're actually helping out Sacramento for taking that contract off their books. So
Yeah, but we need that kind of player.
we do need that kind of player. I actually thought that we'll be way better with Fox on the team, but I'm fine with throwing in like Fournier, Obi.
Everybody trying to get rid
Grimes.
of Fournier.
Fournier.
I actually
Obi,
like
Grimes.
Fournier too, but
I'm fine with throwing in like
Nah, bro.
the Charlotte pick and like one other unprotected first. I'm not throwing in like I'm not throwing in like 3 unprotected first and like 2 pick swaps. I'm not doing that.
Real quick, let me read what people are saying in the chat. Salute to Guillermo. Make sure to check out Legion of Knicks. You already know. Most likely a lot of people know about it, but check it out. Him and Ethan did a great draft talk and all that. Talked about the Knicks on Legion of Knicks Weekly. Make sure to check that out. I think Nick G was on there too on Coach. Make sure to check that out. I see Chris B in the chat. Salute Wilson Dang. Salute Jerry Fitz, 19 Con Man. Sin Mears, what's up? Let me see what they said because people are talking about some moves. They said Paris Duggar said Mo Bamba and Reddish. Cad, Reddish, and Brunson ASAP. That's what 19 Comment said. D'Angelo said this front office is trash. I do agree that they're not the best.
I disagree with that.
Chris B
You know what,
said
Haduken?
Reddish and Turner together with RJ and Randall. I would try it. That's something that's interesting. I'm trying to think of. So let's say you do get Reddish and Turner, right? Okay, so you give up Fournier, you get Gallo back. Let's say that those trades actually work out. So our starting lineup, I'm gonna keep the point guard at blank. So let's say we have RJ at the 2, Reddish at the wing at the 3. Then we got Randall and Miles Turner. Who are you making that move for that point guard position that would fit in that hole for us? Or would you just have like an IQ starting, or like who are you putting in that place? Who do you guys think that we could trade to give us like a
Who's it
set
for?
starting lineup? At any point guard, tell me a point guard name that you would trade for if this is our starting lineup without the point guard position so far. You got RJ Barrett at the shooting guard, Cam Reddish at the 3, because that's kind of how it was at Duke. That's what I'm saying. Because even though RJ, I actually know Cam is taller either way, but I don't know which way they would work, whatever. The 4 is Randall, and then you got Turner at the 5. Who are you having at that point guard?
Alfred Payton. No, I'm only playing.
Some people are saying Brunson in the chat, but I'm talking about
No,
more
I'll-
within the season. I'm not talking about after the season. I mean, you could trade for Brunson still, but yeah.
It would have to be quickly at that point because Kemba will be gone, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, would you just put up someone in the team instead of starting lineup, or are you trading for that point guard? Because right now, after that, you wouldn't have Fournier anymore, but you would still have Danilo Gallinari on your team as a trade asset. Maybe if you want to trade him, then you let go of Mitch, you let go of Kemba, and you let go of Obi. So that's other trade assets. So it would be a small type of move you would have to make. And
I think it would have
Rubio
to be quickly.
injured, so no.
I think it would have to be quickly, but then you ask yourself, you got quickly RJ and Reddish.
Mm-hmm.
Where's the ball going to be? But ask yourself that question.
If it's within the team, I would probably say I would rather put McBride in that position if it's within the team, because that's why when I look at the starting position and I think of McBride doesn't need that many shots, right? For me personally, when he's on the court in that starting lineup, I want him there to play defense and occasionally shoot the 3, whatever he gets the chance to. But I think he's more there for the defensive impact on the other guard or whatever position. I think that would be great. if that's within the team. I feel like IQ would be better fit for the bench. Peace out to Ethan, by the way.
I think that move putting McBride in the starting lineup, I don't think it's realistic. I don't think he's ready for that yet to be a starting point guard in the NBA. I just don't. I think for the skills that he has,
they've started him over IQ. That's why I'm saying that.
Hold on. For the skills that he has, what you're saying makes sense, right? But I think in reality, you also have to look at the fact that he's a rookie, right? And he's just not ready for that position yet. I think for this team, I think IQ makes the most sense for me because I think he's ready to be a starting point guard in the NBA. Now, if we were talking if McBride was a little bit more seasoned, yeah, I think you'll be absolutely right. But there's also that part of it that we can't forget, like that dynamic of the team and starting.
No, I definitely agree with you. The thing is, we've seen McBride start over quickly already, so far in the season for 2 games, but after he made one mistake, he didn't get the minutes after, how Tibbs is, he's gonna build you up in a different type of way. So he's not playing that much right now. He's kind of in the dog pound right now. But point guards especially, you gotta pick them up in a different way. Every single position is developed in a different way. It really depends. So quickly, I wouldn't be mad with if I know, because we all know when Quickly's on the court, what is the main thing you want him to do? He's that type of guy. You want to be like the microwave of the team, right? He's gonna come off the bench. That's why I think he has the green light. He's gonna come off the bench. He's gonna shoot. I don't know if he can be that point guard of the future. I think he's getting his point guard skills better. Don't get me wrong. He's becoming a better playmaker, but most of his minutes would be for him to be the microwave, and then like 5-10 would be for him to be the point guard of the team. You know what I mean? So I don't know how that would balance out primarily. I really don't. A lot of people are saying Halliburton in the chat, but who are you trading? What is your trade package for Halliburton? Because now you got to trade a lot for Halliburton.
A bag of ruffles.
That's the thing. Let me know in the chat what that is. Everyone can in the chat.
Don't the Kings still got an old boy from Baylor, Mitchell?
Yeah, but they want to keep him. They haven't. The only 2.
Oh yeah, I know that. I'm just trying to think of their roster. Okay.
I know you're probably thinking that because if you include IQ in the trade, right?
Yeah.
What if they really wipe out? What if they really wipe out this whole team, man? What if they really just trade everybody, just make it just clean house? What if they just do it randomly this way?
The Knicks?
It would be, but it's just a Knicks thing to do though. We're gonna clean house. I could just see them doing that. Yeah.
Shoot, the way people been talking over the past few months, that's what people want to do. And then when it comes down to making trades, nobody want to do anything. Everybody get cold feet all of a sudden.
And real quick, while people are commenting in the chat, got 58 people watching, 43 likes. If you can, smash that like button. Let's try to get to 60 likes. I appreciate you guys for watching. This is a big show. I appreciate everyone for being on the panel as well, because they help out a lot, and the people typing in the chat. You guys give a lot of ideas to talk about. And including that, make sure turn that notification bell on so you won't miss out on the next show. Like I said, Josh is the GOAT, bro. Yeah, that's funny.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
That's my friend. He's always interested. Yeah, he likes you for some reason. I don't know. He always be telling me, he's like, yo, this Josh dude he's funny. But yeah. And make sure to subscribe as well. We're at 290 subscribers, 10 away from 300. If you haven't already, click that simple button, subscribe as well as that. Let me read what type of trade scenarios you got in the chat. So some people said Tibbs still going to coach this team. I don't see it either. I don't think Tibbs is the problem, to be honest. I feel like people give too much hate on Tibbs. I think Tibbs has cost us a few games, but at the same time, Tibbs is still doing what he can. He's doing what he can. Imagine we drafted Halliburton. This front office will get Ennis freedom. That's stuff.
That's funny.
Go ahead, Duke. I don't want to cut you off. I know you're
Yeah, let me just read this real quick, and then you got. Let's be honest, we won't make a trade at all. Mo Bamba / Cole.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Kevin Knox, Obi, and picks. I don't think they would take that at all. They're not trading Cole Anthony. Cole Anthony is an emerging star right now for them. There's no way I'm trading Cole Anthony if I'm them. All season long, Randall has looked unhappy. It's not as a good look for him, especially after getting the bag. We have no D Rose, no Kemba, no Noel. Mitch playing back into shape. Wildly inconsistent performances and inefficient performances. Protocols, and we're still 2021 last year record. Yeah, we had the same exact record, except right now. Yeah, we're 20-21. I'm pretty sure. We gotta win these next games because you know what's gonna happen afterwards. We're January 23rd. It's gonna be bad. Salute to Shaw Legacy as well. He said, "How about trying to see if you can send Obi and Picks to Phoenix for Cameron Payne?" Do you guys like
That's
Cameron
my boy.
Payne?
Yes.
I know you want. I know.
I'm sorry. No, I meant Cam Johnson. I'm sorry.
Cam Johnson. I thought he was gonna say Cam
I
Johnson
like Cam
too.
Johnson.
Yeah, me too.
Cameron
I like
Payne, you
Cam
could have
Johnson.
signed in the off season. That's the thing. He was unrestricted.
Yeah.
He didn't want to come here. I think they
Yeah,
like
he was,
him
yeah,
off the
he's
bench.
coming
For them.
straight up.
Yeah, he does really good off the bench for CP3. So I don't think
He's
they
just a
would give
perfect
that up.
fit.
Jerry Fitz said maybe a
Yeah.
small move at the deadline. Big stuff in the offseason. Salute to A-Dub. He said Cam Randish for Knox, a first-round pick, and a second-round pick. I thought that in the beginning too, but with so many teams who are inquiring about it, that's way too little, I think. Carlos Cruz was good. Good. He said good stream today. I appreciate it. Randall tomorrow, 30, 15, 8. I hope. I want to see Randall with a big game again. Trade Randall for the King and the
You want him to take the ball out of RJ's hands? I
want both of them to have good games. That's why I was so happy in the Pacers
game. Oh my goodness. This is what I'm saying. Like, there's a way for these guys to be able to find shots. I struggle with this notion that none of these guys can find shots if you bring in another guy in here. I don't understand that. Like, that logic to me. That doesn't make sense.
Bro, Cam is the way to go. I agree. We play good teams well when at full strength. Hopefully we continue to do so. But so did you guys figure out that point guard that you guys want to insert inside that lineup? You said IQ. Is there a certain trade you would do? What do you think it would take to get Halliburton? I think that I don't even know what it would take.
Definitely a pick or two.
Trey Jones.
2 pick.
Oh, Trey Jones is an interesting one because he's from Duke too, right?
Trey Jones.
Wait, no, is Trey Jones the one on the Spurs or the one on the Grizzlies?
Yep.
Trey Jones on the Grizzlies. Tyus Jones, little brother.
The one on the Spurs, the 6'3".
Oh, the one on the Spurs. Yeah, the one on the Spurs. I remember watching him. He was doing great in the summer league. Was he the one that played with RJ?
Or Lonnie Walker.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, that's
him,
Trey Jones,
RJ, and Cam.
Yeah, him, RJ, Cam, Zion. Then the center. I forgot his center's name. But I like Trey Jones' game, to be honest. The way I've seen him play, I don't think he's gotten that much burn this year. To be honest, he hasn't really been able to find his spot in the league. I think that would be an interesting one, but I don't think even if we get him, I don't think he will get that starting position, to fill in that hole. To be honest, I'm trying to think about it. I don't think it would take anything crazy to trade for him though. He's cheap. You could definitely just give them a second round pick and a throw in, like
for Trey Jones.
Yeah, Ark Diakono. You could just give that, and you'll probably get him. To be honest,
I like Josh Primo too, man. We ain't getting him. I'm just saying.
Yeah, there's no
Josh
way to
Primo
get
was
him.
Nice.
Yeah, no way to get him. 100%. Highlights was good. He said, "Oh man." Trey Jones is the one from Duke. Yeah, Trey Jones, RJ, Cam, Zion, bring the Duke super team to New York.
The Kentucky one ain't working, man. It's time for the Duke one, man. Pause.
Yeah, that's one thing I don't. I'm gonna be honest. I forgot to say it, but I do not like that our team is mainly prioritized around just Kentucky and CAA. I don't think that's a good way to
it's kind of stupid.
Up.
Yeah.
I really don't think that's the best thing to do.
It's very stupid on your man's part, man.
Yeah, I just feel like it just limits, because like everyone said, you're not gonna sign someone from Clutch because they hate Clutch players, signing Clutch players. Like that's something I really don't like about the way the team operates. To be honest,
I despise that. I despise the foolery. Exactly. Yeah.
Jericho just dunked over the rim. Oh my god. Yeah, that's funny. I thought Cam was a Clutch client. I thought he is a Clutch client, but us being what's his name? Jericho is also a Clutch client, so that's something too. Trey Jones is the sleeper. Okay, a lot of people I have heard a lot more comments about Trey Jones recently. Our best player still injured. True. Okay, so he's not our best. D Rose isn't our best player, but he is one of our most important players. I will say that 100%. At this point, we don't even know if Zion will be the same player. Yeah, I would stay away for now from Zion. To be honest, stay away from Zion. I'm not getting him yet. It really depends on how his health works, but that's basically it.
He has bust written all over him. That's sad.
I can't say bust.
Wow.
I know I've heard a few people say that he's a bust because he's been injured and he hasn't played that much. But from what we have seen, he's went crazy. So I can't say that.
No. I'm saying he's not a bust right now. I'm just saying.
I know. I'm saying in the future, you're trying to
the way it's looking right now. I mean, he can't get in shape. Like
He's in
Ooh,
shape
that's not a
now,
good
but he's
look.
just injured. Yeah, Duke lost because RJ missed those free throws. He did. Yeah, that was bad. That was bad. But for the trade thing, is there any person we didn't discuss that you guys would look to trade for that you don't think is gonna be crazy expensive, or someone you think the Knicks might look into?
I want to trade for someone, but he's going to be very expensive, so I'm not going to answer.
Ben Simmons.
Jaylen Brown.
Yeah, that's who I want.
Do you think he's gonna be available?
Yep.
I think if the Celtics don't make the playoffs or if they underachieve, I think they're gonna start taking some calls on him. So it's gonna be more of an off-season move. I don't think it'll be trade deadline.
Yeah, I'm even more on the trade deadline. So, because I feel like
I got
more
you.
of the off-season is different.
Marcus Smart might be available, but around the deadline.
Oh, I got one. I was just looking this up today. All right, here we go. Prepare for this. All right, Ben Simmons is involved. Mm-hmm. So Knicks and Philly. So let's say Philly offers up Ben Simmons and Matisse Thybulle.
Okay.
Right.
Taking that. Oh,
wait, you didn't even.
Yeah, my fault. I like Thybulle. I heard the name. Okay,
he plays defense.
Yeah, he's a good athletic. Go ahead. Yep.
All right, for Randall.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see, Randall. I even look at Tybulle's contract.
Oh, is this the one you saw?
You gotta throw Evan in.
Yeah, but they did it with Boston.
Wait, Josh, this is the one that you saw on Twitter. Was this one on Twitter? Because I saw a few with that today on Twitter. I don't remember them.
I think I seen it on Instagram. Let me just look at his contract real quick.
Thybulle is like.
Oh, he's not even making that much money.
Isn't he like 4 or 5 mil? Yeah, he was on the same draft as RJ later in the lottery. Not lottery.
Yeah, he was later.
All right, yeah, he was in that same draft.
Yeah, he was like in the 19s, I think, something like that, 20.
All right, so yeah. So Ben Simmons, Matisse Thybulle for Randall.
Okay.
Obi.
Mm-hmm.
IQ.
Mm-hmm.
And a first-round pick.
I'm doing it right now.
Randall, Obi,
simple.
IQ, first-round pick for Ben Simmons and Matisse Thybulle.
Are
you doing that trade, Josh?
I'm considering that.
I actually, that's the crazy thing to me is because I know they like beforehand they were willing to trade Matisse, but then they got a little reluctant to. So even putting that in there is crazy to me. But I like that trade. I know a lot of people will get mad.
I'll do it right now.
All right, but I got a better one. One more. Ben Simmons and Tobias Harris.
That's like
for Randall
Fournier.
For Randall, Fournier, Burks, Obi. Let me see. Burks, Obi. Can't throw Mitch in there. Let's go Neuros.
Okay.
And a first round pick.
Yeah, I'll do it. I'll do both.
In fact, two first round picks. It have to be two.
Whoa. Oh, come on.
Whoa. Okay,
come on.
I gotta
Ben Simmons and Tobias Harris.
No, I know. They combined for like 80 mil. Cause I seen. Okay, so I know why you're saying this trade. Cause I was gonna bring this up. How much?
68.
It's
35 and 33. Yeah.
All right. So I was actually gonna bring this up. I'm glad you mentioned it. Cause what's his name? I saw it on Twitter that they said that they're trying to find a trade where they can include both of them. And Kuz tweeted that's like 80 mil who's taking that. That was funny. I was talking about it with Coach too. That would be an interesting one because Tobias, I mean, he's been kind of inconsistent, but it was because also he's been sick this season with the protocols. Of course, he's been sick. So you said Randall, Obi, Fournier, Burks. Who else?
Nerlens.
Damn, okay. 5 for 2. And then you give me 2 first-round picks.
Yeah.
How does everybody in the chat feel about that? I need to know. That's an interesting.
That second round.
To be honest,
that second other pick, I'm not feeling.
I would rather do the first trade. To be honest.
Me too.
Because that's too much money on the books for me just for 2 players. Because I like that. That's
okay.
That's a little.
So here's how I'm looking at it. So listen, and I'm not saying I would do this or not. I mean, I just threw it out there, right? So here's how I'm looking at it. Eventually, you're gonna have to pay that money to somebody anyway, right? That's number one. Number two, like they can get like that. We've seen that duo get to the Eastern Conference semifinals. They get you closer, no doubt. People want to talk what they want to talk about Randall. Like I think Tobias Harris and Ben Simmons can do something together.
Yeah,
and then pair that with RJ.
I think Ben Simmons, no matter what, like if we do this, I said this on my video. Shout out to everyone because everyone showed a lot of love on my video. The trade rumor one, I'm gonna do another one soon, with a lot more trades. But I said that I think you agree. I don't know if you agree with me. I think Cully might agree with me and Chuck and a lot of people in the chat. But I love Ben Simmons, the player, but I don't love his mentality. That's the only thing that bothers me. If I could buy into his mentality, but I would do that trade.
What is Ben Simmons thinking about right now?
Shooting and being good. That's probably what he's doing. I would. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying that I think the first trade I would be more reluctant to do. The second one is a little iffy, but I do think when I think about it, I do think that Ben Simmons will be good for the overall team. He's still young. I think he would be good for the team. He still has potential. I think he will be great for RJ because he's a really good passer. RJ can be the second ball handler. This is more with RJ being able to score more. You're going to look for him to score more at the same time. Other guys can hopefully develop as well. Trading Randall over this slump is idiotic.
It's just an idea, folks. It's just an idea. I'm just throwing it out. I highly, highly doubt it's going to happen. It's a big blockbuster.
Yeah,
if it does.
Sixers don't want Simmons. But I have seen that we are interested in him. So, I mean, you can't take anything, I guess, off. Go ahead, Chuck.
Here's what I'll say about Ben. He has tremendous talent, but something that you said, I also thought about Hadouken was his mentality. Dude, your only major weakness from day one has been shooting, and I haven't seen you work on that. I haven't seen you gotten any better with that. Especially to be a point guard. Like Giannis didn't have a great shot and still doesn't have a great shot. But you can see that he's been working on it and he's not afraid to take the shot. So when it comes to Ben, I don't know if his mentality is getting better and being the best basketball player I could possibly be. Because we've seen too many guys with tremendous talent athletically and things of that nature. And it just hasn't, things just seem not to click. And you wonder why, like, yo, this guy had so much potential. How come he didn't become this?
Nick Anderson.
Yes.
I'm just thinking of Nick
like
Anderson.
No. But that list is kind of long. But in order to win, you got to be in it. So
a lot of people agree in the chat with that. The double trade actually is some people are agreeing with it.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
wow.
I'll do that right now.
My thing with Ben Simmons, don't forget Ben Simmons is only 25 years old.
Yeah, that's why I say he's still young. I still think he has a lot of potential.
Still young.
That's why I like him as a player.
Tons of potential.
Yeah, that's the thing. With like people say, like he hasn't worked on his shot yet. I'm like, yeah, I mean he's been in the league for he's only played for 4 years, but he can if he gets that shot, it's over.
Josh, I think no matter what, he's gonna come back and start shooting. That's my opinion. But the thing that bothers me is that they had this in his pre-draft thing that his mentality, like he didn't have like a competitive nature. That's what they said. Like he's like and that's the thing that the guys that watch him all the time and was it LSU? I think it was LSU. Yeah. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, it was.
They said that he lacked competitive nature. Sometimes he would just be, he would shy away from like big games. He wouldn't really go attack the best players, something like that. And they said it kind of goes into what is kind of happening now. But I think all the time, I mean, he just got engaged or married. Congratulations. I know he's definitely working on his game now. He's shooting. I think he's gonna come back shooting. I think it's gonna be an interesting.
And even without his shooting, he's still good. He still can give you 18 without the shooting.
Yeah, he'll give you, especially if you're saying include Randall in that trade. Let's say we do the first one. He's still gonna give you. He's averaging like 16 with Embiid and Tobias Harris on the team. I'll say he'll average like 18. He'll still give you like 9 assists every game, 9-10 assists. That's just how he is. 7 rebounds, 8 rebounds. But that free throw and shooting is what you're looking at. But I would be willing to do that trade. They said Tobias is from New York. Bring him home. I'll take that deal. Bodega Wi-Fi says salute to Bodega Wi-Fi. Nurkic is probably going to be on the trading block. He's too injury prone for me to look at him, to be honest. Too injury prone. Garden the Knicks podcast, salute. He says salute to my young OG, salute to you too.
What up, Tom Will?
Dan Jones, salute. He said that's way too much. okay. Tobias is Long Island's very own. Okay. Trading Randall over slump is idiotic. I already read that. Simmons, RJ, and Tobias. I'll take that all day. You get more athletic and better defensively. Salute Knicks Nation 112. He says shout out to everyone in the panel and the chat. Salute to you as well. He's always an alpha versus us. He puts the pressure on the rim. My voice crack. Commands a double team. Okay. Yeah, no, I do kind of like that trade.
I'm gonna walk back my Ben Simmons stance only because of this. Because once you started talking, I thought about Jason Kidd. I thought about Magic Johnson. Magic Johnson could not shoot if his life depended on it when he first came into the league. He didn't become a better shooter till he was damn near 30. Same thing with Jason Kidd. He didn't become an effective three-ball shooter or mid-range shooter until he became older. I think Ben Simmons is going to be okay because, like you said, he's averaged 16 and 18 with two guys on the floor, and Ben Tobias Harris and big man. So Embiid. So do we want to trade? Do we want to trade Randall, or do we want to get Ben and the other wing player to go with RJ Barrett and keep Randall? Or do you think Tobias Harris and Ben Simmons make a better pairing?
That's the thing. I bring up these trades because everybody want to do these trades until it's time to do them. I'm not saying anybody here, but again, it's just hypothetical. Everyone's so gung ho to trade Randall. You know, what do we really want to do? That's the question.
How much is Tobias Harris?
Oh my bad, I was muted.
33.
I was trying to say that even if you don't want to do the Tobias and Ben Simmons one, you can still do the Matisse Thybulle one and Ben Simmons, and you still have pieces to try to trade for Cam Reddish if you need that. If you want to still get him, you can still get him at the same time. Because Thybulle, you don't have to start Thybulle. You could get him off the bench because he still plays off the bench right now. You can still do the same thing and have Cam Reddish start, and then if anything, interchange him. Thybulle has got better at shooting. He's gotten more confident as I watch him play. So that's another piece you could do. So, once you do that, you can still continue to add pieces. And your team will mainly be young now, but you're going to have a lot of potential and hope into this team continuing on.
I just like that this way. Better. I got hope right now. And the whole reason I bring up these trades is because, again, like I mentioned, a lot of people say that they want to make trades, but then they really actually don't want to do them. But for me, and I wouldn't be surprised if this happens, I think the front office makes a minor trade at the deadline. They get rid of Knox or something like that, and they come back with almost the same exact team next season.
I was about to ask, do you think they're actually going to make any trades? I think they might. I don't know.
I think they'll do some, but I don't think it'll be anything substantial. And I think next season, minus Kemba, I think they'll go out and try to find a point guard somewhere. Fournier's going to be back here. RJ, Randall, all those guys are going to be back here next season.
Randall, we're going to have 6 days to trade Randall once it happens. Because his contract, you could only trade him once February 4th hits. So that's when you're going to see a lot more trade talks surrounded around him. 100%.
I just don't see the Knicks trading Randall at all. I don't think that's going to happen.
Yeah, I don't think that's a thing they would do mid-season, to be honest. Unless he plays horrible for these next 6-7 games. That's the only way I could probably see that happening.
Trade him now, before his extension even kicks in.
Yeah, I'm saying I most likely don't think they would trade him during the middle of the season. I think that's more of a move you probably make towards the end. I mean, after the end of the season. But I feel like if he does play really bad, that's why I said if he plays really bad these next 7 games, then that might be a thing that might be in play. We have to give Thibodeau what he needs. Salute to M. Grady. He says Simmons' comparison to Kidd is good, except does Simmons have the same work ethic? That is the major question with Simmons. Facts, Chuck. C-Mac, that's true. I personally think Ben Simmons should play the 5 since he can guard 1 through 5. Nah, I don't think he should play the 5. I think he's fine at the PG position, to be honest. I don't think he really... You could play him in the 1 through 4. I wouldn't play him at the 5 though, but you could play him at the 1 through 4.
In Philly, he was playing mostly the 3 or the 2.
Yeah, he was playing because they would put like Seth Curry or someone at the 1. I don't know. They either had him at the 1 or they had him at the 3/4 because of Tobias Harris most of the time. Yeah, that's
Hadouken, I gotta go. I'm about to chef up this dinner real quick.
Yeah,
it's always a pleasure being on.
I
talking sports and talking about the Knicks. Cully, I appreciate you. Chuck Allen, good to see you again.
Likewise, bro.
Well. Let's go out and get these victory tomorrow. Let's beat up on Dallas and show those old Knicks what we about. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
so salute, and I'll catch you guys next time. Y'all be safe.
Yeah, I'm gonna catch you too. Peace out.
You too,
all right,
brother.
you too, Josh. Peace.
Yes, sir.
So I'm gonna end it in a like few minutes too because we've been going on for a while. I'm trying to catch this Warriors versus Memphis game as well. I gotta eat as well. But if you guys got any final comments about anything, you guys can go ahead talk about it for these last final minutes. Then we can shout out the chat. Do you guys have like any priority trades that you would want to do and you would want to see happen before this trade deadline ends?
Just a wing, man. Wing or two. Hey, go ahead, Chuck.
No. I was on the same page with you, bro. A wing. I don't think Evan Fournier. Yo, you get Cam Reddish. You have a 22-year-old on your roster that you can still groom to be a better player because he's good now. You put him with his guy RJ. They complement one another. He's not costing you an arm and a leg at the moment, and in the future, you got two guys that can sit down and have a conversation. Well, if you take less money and I take less money, we can get this person. You understand what I'm saying? I'm not on the Zion hype. So like, if we get Cam and RJ,
unless
Zion,
I see him healthy,
definitely gonna come.
That's later on. I'm not worried about the Zion thing right now, to be honest.
I'm serious about the Trey Jones thing. Because if you bring in those two, you bring in Cam with RJ, I feel like you add a point guard that played with them. He's definitely not going to demand the basketball. He'll let those two guys cook. I think he'll get, even if he doesn't play, even if he doesn't start, he gives you another guy at point guard if something is going wrong with Quickly and or McBride. Because how long before Derrick Rose comes back?
At least another 3 to 4 weeks.
Another 6 weeks? Oh, 3 to 4?
Yeah, at least another 3 and 4 because he's been out for 3 weeks already, basically.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And then you still need him to get in shape and then get in game shape. So you have a young guy, 6'3", really hasn't found his spot with the Spurs organization. You can get him on the cheap. If it doesn't work out, at least you have a solid backup for Grimes or Quickly, whoever's the starting point guard. I think our main thing is to get a wing in here that can defend.
Yeah, I want to kind of. So Chris B said, "What are we waiting for? Just do the trade for Reddish already. We need a bigger wing." So the thing I'm thinking is that, let's not wait till February 10th because January 23rd is gonna start the tougher games, right? In my mind, it's like do the Reddish trade right now so they could get comfortable with each other. They'll get chemistry together before the tougher games happen. Do that trade now. Don't wait too long for it. Like try to do it as fast as you can if they're really looking into it because they did say they're trying to inquire about him. Do that trade right now. Like, it's not a hard trade to do. Try to do your best.
Right. They ain't asking for a lot, y'all. I don't get them. Like, if they don't make no move, I'm going to be pissed off again.
The Randall Colt all said RJ was trash. What did they know? It's fun. Halliburton and Whiteside. By the way, someone told me to watch. D'Angelo said to check out the Westchester game. I just checked, by the way, at halftime. They're versing the Motor City Cruise. But at halftime, you got... where did it go? Jericho Sims is 5 for 6 from the field in 16 minutes. He has 11 points, 5 rebounds, 1 steal, 1 turnover. Okay, that's good. But this one, Miles McBride has 19 points, 8 for 13 in 21 minutes so far. 1 for 3 from 3, 1-on-1 from the line. And he has 6 rebounds, 3 assists, 3 steals, and only 1 rebound. And only 1 turnover. So he's having a really good game as well as Jericho. Thank you for mentioning it in the chat. I did not see that. Shout out to you. I see my guy MJ Walker is in there too. He's not having a good game, but yeah, that's what's in there. Didn't they say during the draft that Zion is a poor man's Randall? Yeah, but that was a troll. Zion is not Randall because they're 2 different types of players. They both play in different spaces, so I would not ever say that. Tougher games coming up. Yeah. But you guys agree, right? We should, if we want Reddish, trade for him right now. Trade for him like as.
Right. That's what I said. Make the move already. Like, so if another team takes a chance and then it's over.
Yo, Garden of Knicks podcast. I've been saying he said Josh Hart and Valanciunas. Did you guys not hear me last year? How I said that Valanciunas was basically most of the season he was kind of like number 1 or 2 as the Grizzlies players. Like he was playing like the number 1 or 2nd option that whole entire season. He was averaging 18 and 12. And I said, I wish we could somehow get him. But the Pelicans had to get him. I wish we inquired about the trade for it. And Josh Hart, I said in the offseason, please sign him. And he talked about with Kyle Lowry, who I also wanted. I was fine with paying him $30 million because he's not CP3, but he's a CP3 type of guy that you can use for your team. To actually be good, but I wanted Josh Hart, and Josh Hart is having his best season in his career, shooting high percentage from 3, still getting you boards. He's scoring it more than he has ever scored. It's tough, but that's something I was looking for. Salute John Asaro. Kevin Middleton, that's my guy. He said McBride is not an NBA player right now. He is a great G League player. I think I'm gonna say he's not an NBA point guard yet, but he is a guy that you could have off the bench. Yeah, Garden Knicks. I've been saying the same things. It's annoying. I really like Jones, but McBride might be what keeps us from getting him. Who would you say? What do you mean Jones? Who's Jones?
Trey.
Oh, Trey.
Jones, Herbert Jones.
Nah, you talking about Trey Jones. Yeah. Jay Hart is a great defender as well. Yeah, I don't know why I just got lost for a second, but that's basically it.
Who?
Trey Jones. But yeah, if you guys have your final comments, go ahead and say it. Then I'll end the show. But let me know. Hectic
check out the Knicks after party later on.
Yeah, I'm most likely gonna be on it too, so make sure to check it out. I'm gonna be in the chat 100%.
Chuck, you're welcome to be on too. Be on the panel. Come on the panel with us.
All
Speak
right.
your mind. And Chuck, Chuck, I got your number, right?
I'm not sure.
I'm texting to you backstage.
All right, cool. I'm about to go backstage now.
All right, bet.
Yeah.
I'm gonna catch you guys. I appreciate Chuck for being on. Josh, shout out to Ethan. Shout out to Keyshawn. Shout out to Cully. Again, make sure to check out their stuff as well. I appreciate you guys for being on. Shout out to everyone that's watching. We had like 60 at one point. We're about to hit 300 subs, so make sure to share if you haven't already. Subscribe. Turn that notification bell on. Let's try to hit 60 likes as well. And for the people that are gonna watch in the playback, because a lot of people do, make sure to do the same. Leave a comment afterwards. It helps with the algorithm and all that. But I 100% appreciate you guys for watching. Stay tuned. We're going to be live. I think the game is tomorrow, so I'll be live on Thursday. Afterwards, either Thursday or Friday. So make sure to be there as well. And I'm going to try to make a video as well in the next week. So stay tuned. Appreciate you guys for watching, and I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.